Hello everybody and welcome back. Thank you for joining me. I am Count Christo. This is the wonderful world of Anbennar and this is our Dwarven campaign. Thanks for being with me. So in the last episode we finally united our Dwarven. We have almost reached the end of the serpent spine, which I think is just about here. We faced down the serpent's blight thingamajob. We have got it cured in most places. It is still present in a few, but the cure itself is actually spreading. I didn't realize that was spreading. Unfortunately, the serpent's rot is also spreading south. Hopefully, some of these provinces... Oh, God. Okay, this province has the serpent's cure. So hopefully it will spread north before the serpent's rot has a chance to hit the breadbasket of the empire. Fortunately, because it's not mayo and taxes, the breadbasket doesn't really matter, but it would be nice to not have it spread down here from a thematic perspective. Oh, that's interesting. It's spread into the first Gronbar province. Interesting. So it can just spread straight across borders, no problem. Well, they're not going to have the cure for a while. So that's fun. I wonder if they now have the disaster because they have the disease in their province. Interesting. Interesting. Anyway, we are basically going to have a couple more internal bits of strife. Just a couple. And then it's time for prosperity. Oh yeah, it didn't replace our missions, right? Yes, good. And this doesn't give us new missions. No, I don't think so. Good. So, you want peace? I already gave you peace. We have one more period of strife. That I intend, anyway. There might be others. I mean, what's the next age called? Age of Artifices? I assume that won't, you know... Of course. I'm sure not, what could go wrong, right? Harnessing ancient magic's power and so on. We are going to get Court and Country. And the way we're going to get Court and Country... I also want to go to war with this guy, though. The problem is, I realized I was meant to declare war on them while I was at war with this guy, but I didn't. But now this guy is losing a whole bunch of wars. Raja. I keep saying this guy, well, because I can't pronounce these names, but Rajnadhaga is in a load of wars. So I'm probably just going to wait to declare war until they won't accept. Eventually they will be sufficiently beat up that I think they won't accept. Our rival, you know, then ally, then rival, then ally, here has got pretty beefy. They are now bordering us up here as well as down here. So we may need to put them in their place, especially because they're guaranteeing this guy again. They guaranteed them and then broke the guarantee and then warred them and then guaranteed them again. Look at that logo. The three faces. That is a great logo. What do you believe? The all-powerful union of the three goddesses, empowering each of their domains and powers equally in a single figure, just as the Federation embodies the power of every city in the islands. She represents the ideal for our people, united in purpose and strength. What islands? These islands? Is that where you view as your spiritual home, perhaps? Interesting. Anyway, what are you, by the way? You're human. Turinic. Interesting. Anyway, we are going to... There's one last big war. One last big conflict, rather, for Court and Country. We need to lose our stability somehow, which I don't want to do. I don't want to do intentionally. I'd rather have it happen organically. And then my main focus is just development. I need to obtain a few key trade areas because I don't want money flowing out of the Serpent Spine. So I think we will be establishing, you know, a Deepwood trade company, an Eswick trade company, a Castanorth trade company, and so on. Money needs to flow to the King's Rock. And I think Serpent's Gift and Ogre Steps are places that we could potentially investigate yoinking. But in the meantime, some stabilization, followed by a long war with enough war exhaustion to trigger Court and Country, followed by a great period of prosperity. We're focusing our development mostly on our northern holds right now, because they're the ones we need for the mission tree. Apart from that, we basically have this complete, we have this complete, we have this complete, and so once we have that, we can go all the way down to a platinum age, and it should be good. Okay, Oh yes, and I said I would look it up, and I did. Max effect of absolutism means it keeps having an effect to a higher amount. So we do now want 115% absolutism, which will be doable. Doable. I'm going to keep trying to convert provinces before I add them to my trade companies. I did forget in the case of this area. That's okay. When I get my next merchant from a different trade company, I will remove these from the trade company. Which I think we can't do for a while, right? Oh no, you can do it straight away. It's just it takes a while to when you take them out, it kills their goods production for a while and gives them unrest and so on. Cool. We're also going to be colonizing slightly faster than before. I think I'm going to go 5 colonies at once. We have the money for it for sure, and now we have our debts paid down from the previous war. We're in pretty good shape there. And yeah, we're going to keep inventing stuff with the Artifices and seeing how that system goes. Something I really like about this mod, especially because it's the first time playing it, or first time playing it this late into the game anyway, is I'm really feeling like it's not going stale. All the different areas of the Serpent Spine had really interesting, different flavor. Just dropping a 5p piece on the floor. Try not to let the dog eat that. All the different areas of the Serpent Spine had different flavor, which was really fun and interesting, and all the different ages seem really interesting. I wonder what they've got in the... well, what would be the Age of Revolutions? I assume revolutions are still a thing, because it doesn't seem like they've taken out almost any vanilla mechanics, so looking forward to potentially being hit with a revolution. Could be interesting. But yeah, that's the plan. I'm going to be mobilizing against these guys first, and then a big war against Grombar for Corn Country. So that's the plan. Let's do it. I hadn't actually noticed. This is Earthseed, which is one of the ancestor worship holy sites. So that's cool. Birthplace of the Dwarves. I was wondering why I still had 3 missionaries, even though I pivoted to Diplo annexation to help get more hold. Annex faster. Nice. That's really good. Here we go. While the West Serpent Spine is far away from any ocean, we still know the ebb and flow of trade, as well as the sailors of Eborthiel know the seas. Years of trade up and down the old Dwarven roads, expert at shipping crates through our country. The ratio of trade value in the King's Rock has increased. Okay, so how does this work? Because I'm salty about these 11 ducats that are leaving our node. We have the World Trade Center. Is it here? Build Gate, Emporium, or is it just informing me that we are earning more of the money? Because we upgraded this. It didn't upgrade this for free. It's currently in the process of upgrading, rather. I'm confused as to how this mechanic works. But only either you're Ravilian or you're allowed to propagate religion, and then you can use propagate religion. Interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm still not sure about how that's working. We do seem to have gained, though, because I thought we were at 80% a minute ago, or maybe that was here. Yeah, our income is yeah, it's not great. A lot of our trade income is being leached. Doing well on production, though. Haraz or the whom is making 80 ducats in production income. That's pretty bonkers. Yearly income of 963. That's crazy. That's really good. It's going to get worse once the Daemtir deposit wears out, but... Oh yeah, and we have a building slot because we've demolished the Mage Tower, having switched to, you know, the other ones. What should I put here? There's really not much that could go here, really, is there? I mean, I could put a soldier's household, but it's not that relevant. Anyway, yeah. Conversions continue in our soon-to-be our land in Mournhold, which we will make into a trade company. I like the idea of not making states. I mean, we did it up here, because this is an extension of the Serpent Spine up here, but not making states outside the Serpent Spine seems like a fun kind of pattern to follow. Alright, there's that war handled. Very simple. They were allied to this guy. We sieged a couple, pieced them out, no worries. Yoink! The final, if I'm counting correctly. I'm not, because I'm forgetting these ones over here, which I think there's just 1, 2... you got any other holds? Any of these holds? Yeah, here. It looks like just 3 more holds over here. 1, 2... no, sorry, the top bit. So 4 holds over here, and then 1 here that we are yet to occupy. The command, by the way, is going off again. And we do have a truce, or rather we don't have a truce with the command. So no manpower, 200k men. We should probably fight the command now. Maybe we make the command our long war and we do Grombar next. Because I want to fight the command while they're, you know, a bit busy, low manpower. We're not perfectly set up to defend against them, especially all of these. Yeah, we're not really set up right in the east. Our defensive line is in shambles just because we have all these kind of frontier colonies. Okay, no, we won't fight the command now. Anyway, here's this peace deal. Yoink. Only a few more. Whoops, do not recall that guy. Only a few more holds left. 3 more in the east. Well, 4 more in the east, counting that one. And then the whole holds are all under our control. Inconsequential, excuse me, levels of coalition, because they're Dwarven culture, Dwarven religion, etc. Yoink. Good. Some repairs to be done, no doubt, as we move through these holds, but... Excuse me, why can't I merge you? There we go. Looking pretty good. So I will leave someone over here handling the unrest caused by that annexation. And these 2 can head north to Grombar, to the Courton Country disaster. Which should be good. Coranteer did just win a big war here, so they're becoming an ever more appealing target, but Grombar is still unhappy, so it's going to have to be a... Okay, maybe I do a reconquest war against Grombar, intending to not take stuff from Grombar. And then we just use the reconquest CB when we actually want to peace out to take all the land off Coranteer. Yeah? Because Goward won't join against Coranteer, I think. Oh, no, they will, actually. Okay, so we just do a straight reconquest against Coranteer. Coranteer, sorry, excuse me. Who have remained Coronite, I assume? Yes, they have. Ravelin is... Looks like it's basically mostly the colonizers that have switched to that, rather. And yeah, just little Regent Court holdouts. Cool. Oh yeah, and we're in our Allies' War here, which has been going on for ages, but it's not very relevant to us. So yeah, mobilizing the forces north. Time for the conflict of court and country. Alright, unification with Marhold incoming, and we have got them 100% converted. Very nice. I don't think there are any great projects in Marhold, but still worth doing. I've also started converting the Counts League. They have some seriously high dev provinces. I don't think they were this high dev when we yoinked them. I think they've just been sitting here vassalizing them. I didn't think about the fact that we were going to get the Diplo rep penalty. Oh, that's annoying. We need high Diplo rep for our mission. That's okay. That's okay. It's going to be a while before we can do the mission anyway. But there we go. Yoink. That gives us this. And now, I mean, I don't want to put a hold in a trade company. But it makes sense, right? It's the Marhold hold. This is the exterior trading focused hold. So it makes sense. We'll put it all in the trade company. Can't upgrade this because we're at war. But we'll throw down the extra trade power buildings. And we'll suddenly find ourselves in possession of, I expect, a new merchant. Which will be good. Is it not Marhold? It's not called Marhold, no, it's called... It's funny how it fades out in circles, huh? Because it's about proximity from the camera to the thing. Eswick. Eswick, yes, we have 68% of the trade power in the region. We'll want to make it even more, but watch this 14 ducats of stolen goods decline. No goods leave the Serpent Spine without my express permission. We made them. Those are the rules. Oh yes, and we got a new government reform. We got less autonomy in territories and less coin cost because the others weren't that good. There we go. Extra 5 ducats being sent this way. You know, it's not a whole lot. It's not nothing. And it's an extra merchant, which I think I finally send up here. To actually send some of this wealth down, and then the next one will go here, and then hopefully that'll be enough for trading in this stuff. Probably not. I'm working on increasing the production in this province. We will be, yeah, let's put a university here so we can dev it more cheaply, but we're going to convert it, we're going to culture convert it, we're going to try and do what we can to get as many precursor goods out of this province as we can, and this is going to divert about 12, 15 even better. Value down there. Trading in wine. National unrest down. That's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Let's yeah, just keep converting our subjects. And yes, so I think the way we're going to declare this war is actually on this guy for reconquest. Full calling Coranteer, full calling Grombar. I think that is the war. But we're not quite ready for it. Just finishing up down here. And with this siege, because we managed to get this, they were guaranteed by this guy. Sorry, I should stop saying this. Coranteer, but Coranteer is in the other war we have against Ireland, which means we can do that, which means we can do this, ending that nation, completing this mission. Excuse me. Diplo rep of at least. Hang on, what? Province owner needs at least 60. Oh no, it's bugged. Because the way the mission tree is coded, it says if owned by Haraz Ord Whom, then you have to have a core. If not owned by Haraz Ord Whom, you have to have a 60 spy network strength. I suspect. Let me just check the code and submit a bug report if that is in fact the case. Okay, yes, that is definitely a bug. I have reported it to the person that made this mission tree. They're going to fix it. Thank you very much. I'm not sure how to refer to them. I have a name that I used to call them back when they were a viewer, but they have a new name now, so maybe they don't want to be called that. I've just noticed that the background of their Discord video profile picture is this logo. Nice. Anyway, yeah, so that is a bug. It will be fixed. No worries. We can't complete this mission right now because we don't have Diplo Rep 3, but when we could complete it were it not bugged, I'll just use the console to complete it, so it's no big deal. Why do I have an army here? Oh, it's Marhold's army, of course. Let's disband it. Cool. But yeah, there we go. Yoink, this is the rebel army. We don't need a fort in the grasslands, so we'll get rid of that. We will eventually make all of this into a trade company, so I'm not going to take any land here now. In fact, I may actually start spying on you. We're obviously in war with them at the moment, but I think if we take this land, that will be enough to get a trade company in this region, which would be nice. So we'll start working towards that. Excellent. What else do I want to do? Vassals love us. Yeah, I mean, you know, not loyalty-wise, because our Diplo rep just tanked, which means they are very unhappy. But that's okay. We're not trying to annex either of them right now. So yeah, just repositioning for the war. Should be good. And no unrest in this land now that we own it. Good. Let's just get people geared up. In terms of how we will fight the war, similar to the last one, I think, in that we will try and steamroll Coranteer as fast as we possibly can. And then I'm really struggling to actually move these armies around because they've got very high supply limit needs. But yeah, we're going to steamroll Coranteer as fast as we can, and then hopefully Goward and Grombar will battle it out for a long time. We should be good. Marvelous. Alright, time for this war, I think. Hello, Coranteer. Hello, neighbours of Coranteer and guarantors of Coranteer. I'm going to make you regret your decision-making. We're declaring a reconquest war, which I think... maybe I should declare it on Coranteer directly, just in case it doesn't transfer the way I thought it would. We can offer land and get Ireland in this? What the hell land do you want? Off Arnen. But if I separate piece Arnen, that won't count as giving them the land they want. But even if we betray them and we lose a bunch of trust, they have a lot of trust with us. And if it's time to turn on the elves, the Sun Cult is getting a bit big for its britches anyway. Let's do that. That seems fun. We will reconquest. We will do it for something easy. Like Spirit's Cage, maybe, or... Where have we got here? There's stuff down the south, isn't there? Lover's Quarrel? Yeah. Nope, that's Lower Castanoth, which is over here. Where have you got a claim? Core, rather. Meridale. We want Meridale. There, that's precisely what I said, right? Oh, hang on, that's not actually the way I run. That one. Medirle. Goward will come help. Iridium will come help. We got loads. Full core Grombar. Yeah. You can have land. So why will you not join if you don't get promised land, by the way? -9. You know what, then? Why don't you just prepare for war? And then I declare it with this diplomat, and they'll both join. We don't have to worry about it. Cool. For this one, full call Grombar. Why am I full calling Grombar? Oops. That's a fair question. I don't have any reconquests to do on Grombar, so there's no reason to full call Grombar. Cool, we're just going to beat Grombar up, and then the next war we'll do a proper war against Grombar. And also, we're getting pretty close to Tech 20, whatever it is, that gives us Imperialism. Is it 22? 23? I can never remember. 24? Somewhere around here, anyway. Anyway, Coranteer, you have been around for all too long, and you caused a bunch of religious problems, or rather your patron, your namesake did in my previous campaign, so this is revenge for that. We outnumber them, I mean, not crazily, 2-1, but I think we got them. I'm also going to declare on these guys at the same time. And yes, we will keep one of these wars, probably the one against Grombar and Coranteer, going a very long time. But look at that coalition we have unified against them. Pretty sweet. I still have these guys as a subject. I'm reluctant to get rid of them, partly because they're Runefather worshipping, which I did by accident. Meaning I couldn't use a Holy War CV against them, so maybe we'll keep them around for a little bit and then just integrate them. The Ogre Steppes, probably going to be a bit annoying to integrate. I'm fully expecting this land to get sieged by Grombar. That's fine. We'll react if and when they start pushing further south than that. We do actually have room, not for a full another stack, but for a coming up to size, which I will do on this guy. Cool. I need to remember to get some Artificer regiments. We did get a new invention, by the way. I don't think I mentioned it. It was, yeah, I mean, we finished the magic missile deploy we were talking about, and then we started a new one. I can't remember which. I'll show you when we finish inventing it, I guess. Some good fights in this war so far. Here's one that I'll showcase. Thrak the Warlord against the King of Goward. And we will send in the reinforcements. I'm not in a hurry to get there because the front line is full. We do want to fill out the cannons. There we go. We have teched up Mill just a little bit ahead of time to get some improved cannons. It has put our morale down, but it does mean we are throwing out 3 fire damage from the back row here. Obliterated. Nice. Not exactly a slam dunk of a victory, actually, now I look at the stats, but that's okay. We did let Goward take the lead. I wonder if Goward will keep pressing the attack here. Doesn't look like they're keen on it. That's fine. We have a staggering amount of manpower, so I am not too concerned about taking our time and taking some attrition in this war. This army has finished. They were rebel suppressing, but now we've finished converting this area. It's not so important. I also completely forgot that you can only upgrade stuff to level 3 depending on how many merchants you have. So I upgraded basically random ones to level 3 before remembering that was a thing. So that's not ideal, but still, trade income it's increasing. It's increasing bit by bit. We're getting there. Still keeping these guys drilling because I want to complete the platinum side of this mission tree. Yeah, Diplo rep. Gonna have to wait for annex subjects, basically, I think, for that mission now. Could have given the noble privilege, but that hurts our absolutism, you know, swings and roundabouts. So now comes one of the one of the last decisions here. We've got the Constitution, which means we've unlocked a new idea set. What do we take? Trade ideas is calling out to me. I feel like this is where the money is. 25% trade steering, caravan power, and like all of our nodes are inland, which means we get bonus caravan power in them. It's got to be trade, especially looking at these policies. 15% goods produced from quantity ideas, 10% goods produced and 1 missionary strength from religious ideas, and 15% trade efficiency from quality ideas. Like, I mean, come on. That's a crazy set of 3, isn't it? Other things, infrastructure ideas would be nice. I think that we have 3 left. I think it's going to be trade and infrastructure and economic, basically. We definitely don't need expansion. And I'm kind of glad I never took expansion because we have colonized. Our expansion progress was occasionally limited by our ability to colonize, but it was never limited by a number of colonists. Not really. It was a little, but not substantively. Excuse me. I mean, the global settlement increase would have increased the speed we got down the road in a few cases, but yeah. So yeah, it's going to be trade ideas now, I think, and then it's going to be some other stuff. So we will focus dip, given that I should have done the dip focus earlier. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? The war situation develops in a manner necessarily to our advantage. It went back to Mithril. Yes. Okay. I mean, I didn't have the recording on pause, so I guess I can't prove it. I didn't change anything. That's excellent. What now? What do you mean, what now? It's Mithril, baby. Mithril is what now? That is exceedingly lucky. Oh, very nice. Okay, nice. Another thing passed through the Dwarvonic assembly. +1 Diplo rep and removes annex subjects modifier, which I believe... yeah, it should put us easily over 3 Diplo rep. It's a 5.7, in fact. Very nice. Very nice. Which means we could complete this were it not bugged. So, give me a moment. Don't know why I say give me a moment when I'm pausing the recording. Ah, yes, sorry, not event. Mission. Boom! Completed the mission. Gives us... ah, it didn't fire the event. Whoops. Okay, well, hopefully it gave us the government reform progress. I'm pretty sure it did, because we had very little progress. Alright, I will manually fire the event, too. Alright, event flavor Ordhum 14. Here it is. Oh, excuse me. There it is. To gain recognition. Let's turn off debug mode. To restore our reputation. It is a funny event to do once you've already united the Empire, but extensive research and etiquette is required. The Diamond Dwarves are staunch opportunists. Oppositionists. Learn to navigate the old halls. Gentlemen, the court awakes. We get gaining standing for 10 years. -1 diplomat, -20%. We get the King's Men in 10 years. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. So that's going to communicate with the Diamond Dwarves down here and learn the ways of court. I understand. And then Sapphire and Quartz. The former fell long before the other holds an imbecilic act of comprehending the heavens. The latter managed to hold out for a long time due to their isolated position deep within Giant's Anvil. Sorry, so which of these two? Was this one of them? Vaztun. Yeah, that's this one. So these guys, they beheld the heavens. Interesting. Stagning to weak, the holds of exiles and criminals need a proper High Lord to guide and protect them. We will send a missive to the remnant and await their renewed vassalage. Okay, so I guess had we not owned it, this would have given potentially an option for them to come our way. But anyway, yoink. I think we already had claims on all this land, so no matter. And then the frigid north. We reminisce in our application if we did not expand into the northern pass. The new frontier is quite literally a breath of fresh air from the tedious resettlement of the Dwarven. Unfortunately, heard rumours of tall and gaunt abominations that plague the region. Creatures that cannot be felled even by 1,000 cuts or a hail of bullets, nevertheless. Whereas Ordhum will not be denied the northern pass regardless of the foe. The event of an old foe happens. Okay, interesting. So we did go up here, but... the icy hold and the mountains it resides in show evidence of a past foe much greater than the Greensons of today, the Giants. Beings of yore whose stature rival the peaks of our mountains. Though long past their lesser troll kin are an ever-present nuisance. Should we properly civilize them or remove these beasts once and for all, they make for excellent gatekeepers or some dev and affect our indenturement system. No, yeah, we'll welcome any beasts that want to come in here is fine. And then we are up to surpassing our ancestors. Overcome tribulations, topple lesser holds, curtailing an ancient curse, reclaim. So this, you have to have completed the... yes, have had the modifier... Sorry, have the modifier the Reformist, or have a bunch of dev. Cool. The Reformist being the one that gets you out of the gold curse. We have chained the green invaders, the ones who partook in wanton destruction and depravity, the ones who felled the Harazal whom of old. We stand above the masses, basking in the glory of our achievements. In this instance, we have accomplished a feat unlike any other. The great Alm as Horus grants Haraz Odhum the unprecedented amounts of prestige, surpassing even our predecessors. We must announce such successes to all the serpent spine. So true. Alm as Horus, a true High Lord. Look upon what your ancestors have wrought and what you have restored. The West Dwarvar, filled with dwarves of many cultures, no longer home to disgusting squatters. The ones who infested our homeland and brought down our predecessors are once again put to work under a platinum heel. With an ability brought in line for good and a reformed institution of slavery, Kun the First announces to a captivated court, I am the Lord of Lords, herald to a new age. Heck yes, Genghis Khan, King of Kings, a true High Lord. We get one free admin policy. Cool. We get a conditional modifier. Sorry, no, we lose the conditional modifier Nobles Isles. Nice. So we can go. We currently have that active, which is why our legitimacy is tanking. We instead get all Dwarven nations in the Serpent Spine lose 20 prestige and -2 Diplo rep. There are none other. No, sorry, I was going to say except the Jade March. Jade March are not dwarves. Nice. And so now it's just a matter of full legitimacy. We have to improve capital infrastructure in the capital, which we can now do, right? Because we don't have Dames tier. No, we can't because switching the trade good destroyed the capital infrastructure. But we'll get an event at some point soon, hopefully, to rebuild the capital infrastructure. Interesting. Okay, cool. So then we'll be able to actually get artisan stuff and make even more mithril here, which will be nice. Should I centralize hold operations? I assume if I centralize it, it means I'll have to spend money to dig these things, but I guess repairing costs monarch points, digging doesn't, so I shouldn't be worried about centralizing digging, so maybe I will do that. Excellent, good, and then that's the last thing, and we're there. So now, Laurent must have an opinion of 120 or see us as an enemy. See us as an enemy is a slightly unclear verbiage. It means they are a rival of us. Because you list, these are the people who have rivaled us, enemies, these people we've rivaled, rivals. I think of them both as rivals. They're usually symmetrical, but yeah, the technical term is enemies. And then Imperial Affairs, you have to make electors like you, and gives you an event. And then Strangers in the Night, Imperial Affairs, and these vampires like you, and you can get the event Vampiric Trysts, which I guess gives us the opportunity to invite vampires to our land, which sounds fun. So we will try and work our way through some of those. Cool. Very cool. And yes, we will go for this. We just need the 20 regiments at full drill. And yes, the nobles are a little peeved because of some events. Although their equilibrium is 48 right now. That's not good. Well, with higher legitimacy, it would be a bit better, but... Anyway, I'm going to focus on developing these holds while we continue to prosecute this war. It is this war has been fairly laborious. There's been some back and forth. We lost a fight just here, as you can probably tell from the disposition of our armies. We actually got stack wiped once, which is embarrassing. One of our guys retreated very close. Not quite sure why. I must have gotten stuck behind a fort or something. It's a little late, and I have been partaking in some fine dwarven spirit, but we will continue on. I imagine these guys are going to accept peace relatively soon because they are fighting their own war in the south, but we'll see. We'll see. Should be good. Some good fights in this war. This one is going to cost us quite a few men, but that doesn't matter because we got a lot of men. So get wrecked, Grombar. Orcs, drone back, 1 war score. Not a whole lot. Are we going to win this one? I feel like we were going to because of our discipline advantage. Yep, we are indeed. Nice. They've been electing a lot of weird emperors recently, by the way. Tur is in. Tur is an empire tier. Tur is... Tourism OPM. Okay, good luck with that one. What did they get to in terms of reforms? The third one. Coranteer is dominant, but yeah, they ain't passing no reforms. they got a lot of problems. Excuse me. Oh, I gotta go to bed. But this war is fun, so I should soon. Yeah, we'll take all these occupations. We're moving around in full stacks. We're taking a lot of attrition. We're still getting 6,700 manpower a month. We're going to centralize hold operations pretty soon. We're only using half our governing capacity now. We built all these mad state houses, whatever they're called. Town halls. Yeah, we built a lot of town halls. Everywhere where it has more impact than the one governing capacity, I built town halls. I mean, you can see there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them all over the shop. But yes, I'm going to call it a day for today. For you, I'll be back in mere moments. Thanks for watching so far. Why am I ending the episode? Anyway, it's late. The war will continue in the next episode, and we will get caught in country. We still have like no war exhaustion because of economic hegemon, which is excellent. But yes, we will push the call for peace, possibly on a smaller war, so it's less impactful. Maybe on these guys, because then we could finish this war, do the coring, all the associated with this war. Although not much. There won't be much, but yes. See you in, just from your perspective, about 1 second. So I'm thinking about how we progress our acquisitions in Essen. And is this technically part of Essen, by the way? Or they're their own thing? Subcontinent Deepwoods. Okay, they're their own thing. The Deepwoods right now are falling to Anbennar via Aranen in the west. The elves are holding out in this area, and they do have a substantial army. I didn't check what ideas they had. Yeah, some pretty darn good. A bow in every house. That's a bow in every home. That's a great tradition name. But so I think I'm going to declare war on them, because they happen to be allied to these orcs in the north. And then the idea is I'm going to take not too much land off them, but some. We'll make a trading company out of it. And then the rest we give to a vassal, I guess. But if I'm going to make a trading company, we should probably just keep it ourselves. But yeah, we have land to be yoinking in the deep woods. And who are you guaranteed by? Coranteer. I don't. I do border you. You're the local orcs, aren't you? The Ashen Tree Pact orcs, the ones avenging the burning of the ash tree. Sorry, the burning of the world tree. So did humans burn it? Avenge humans for burning the world ashen tree, the last remnant of Hanala, ancient goddess of earth, who the dwarves also venerate, if they don't embrace, of course, the power of the glorious Runefather deep below. So I think this is the war that we declare. We make it a holy war. We full call them. We can also call Iralim. Can I do a holy war on you? And call Goward? No, that's too distant. And they would join this one were it not a holy war. So yeah, we might as well call Iralim to this. Oh, now I can call Goward? Because it's no longer distant, because we full called them. Nice. So let's declare that. And then I'm also... Oh, I have to just send these guys north. Whoops, black flag them. You can do it. Cool. I'm also going to declare war on these guys. Like this is a period of extreme aggression in Essen and the Deep Woods for the dwarves. And oh, I meant to catch these guys there. Never mind. This war is not going to be too tricky, I don't imagine. But yeah, that should be good. We're also running out of building slots. I can build town halls because we can build them in places where we already have other stuff, but I'm basically just going to spend a while building a lot of town halls and a lot of universities and things. And then we might actually get to a point where I can't spend our money, but I'm not too worried about it. Ah, it's King's Rock. So if I collect trade here, which does make more money, it lowers the trade value of King's Rock. But none of these modifiers show... Is it the market town? Is that what's this doing? Didn't seem to change the trade value. Okay, I'll recall this merchant, because I was experimenting with collecting here, especially while we have all of these trade nodes occupiers. Because there's a lot of money in this trade node that I would like to have, personally. Let's see if this... Yeah, so, I mean, the amount of money we get here does lower when I don't collect it. Because, look, it's all just going to Castanoth. I guess right now I could just collect in Castanoth. That's actually probably better than what I was doing before. Oh, and this one has dug. Nice. So we need to get to 50 dev. It's a shame I can't use the 10% dev cost reduction from this anymore. It already has a World Trade Center. Nice. Give it that encourage development, and then just anything but dip. Keep digging. 50. Down to level 3. Glorious. Yeah, it's interesting, this trade system. They motivate you to let money leave through here. But I'm not seeing the bonus. Like, I don't understand from where comes the bonus. But won't worry about it too much. Maybe we'll just collect in Castanoth. That works. Here it is. Trade value plus 100 from Escan Trade. So that's plus 10 ducats, sorry, 8 ducats a month. Which is then modified by our trade efficiency of 50%. So effectively 150 trade power, 150 divided by 12 is whatever, like 11 or something. 12 and a half. Cool. 12 and a half ducats a month I can get by not collecting trade here. That's not worth it. Although it's based on how much money is flowing out, I wonder what portion of the money it's actually meant to give you. But yeah, collecting here is working well. I'll get 115 ducats from collecting over here. And also, just by having more power here, there's less capacity to be pulled out. But the fact that there's caravan power does mean that even those with like no transfers from trader downstream are just getting mad bonuses. So it's tricky. It's tricky to hold on to all our money. But we keep trying. What are we increasing it by when we transfer it on? 5%. What's this? Pool calm water. No. You don't drink super clear water. Everyone knows that. It's got poison in it, which means there's no microbes. That's why I love it when my tap water comes out. Kind of deep green. No, I won't accept any peace deals with you. Don't be silly. Right. So yeah, I mean, 100 trade power. Sorry, 100 trade value. I guess it's then modified by only 10. I only have a 10% trade value modifier in this province. Right, and we have a building slot here because we no longer have the whatchamacallit. 258, 83% manpower efficiency, huh? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We no longer have the mage tower. Well, we're not going to build a port here. We're not going to build a furnace here. So I guess, sure, we don't need a rampart here. I am building ramparts, or trying to anyway, in many of the entrances and exits to the Dwarven. We will never have. We'll never be invaded again. Yes, you can turn that off. Cool. Yeah, the trade situation is kind of interesting. I'm looking forward to playing my next kind of game, which I'm thinking about being kind of colonial focused. And getting better to grips again with the trade system, and specifically like which nodes make sense to prioritize. Because I think, yeah, even if I owned 100% of the trade value here, well, if I owned 100% of the trade value here, would anyone send their merchant here to move value to here? Probably not. Would be my suspicion. So I guess that's what we need to do. We need to kind of fully dominate these downstream nodes to avoid losing a trade value. It's one of the big limitations of the EU4 trade system, is that you know, nodes are very rigid. I can't say completely rigid anymore though, because this is new. This is new after we built the tunnel, which is cool if bad for our economy. Ah yes, and we did get artisan infrastructure back here to get the trade value, local trade value modifier, just because I think that's fun. Also we have a slot here as well. Maybe I will put a ramparts here just because it's the capital. Sure. Oh crap, I probably can't do this if I'm building something there. No, I can. Cool. So for 3,000 gold and 100 admin and dip power, we can get we can upgrade the artisan infrastructure. Should be fun. I like just pushing the trade value here from this mithril as high as possible. Seems fun. Now, presumably has a... Yes, it will be done in... What? 30 years? What? Okay, that's going to take a while. I perhaps shouldn't have done that until we'd dug the next level. Not currently building, is not upgrading hold infrastructure. Nuts! Okay, well I guess we won't dig here right now. I will expand the infrastructure here, though. Cool. Yeah, just seeing what we can do to try and get the trade power and trade value coming out of our capital as absurd as possible. Goward appears to have learnt from their past mistake of raging back and forth in Grombar without me ever giving them any land, and they just took some land and separate pieced. I don't know if the game tracks my trust of other nations. If it does, my trust of theirs just declined. But, yeah, we didn't have that last time, I think, because we occupied this land directly. But it's not the worst thing. I am looking at some fairly sizable peace treaties in the immediate future. I think we're going to take all of this. I think we have to dominate the deep woods directly, basically, in order to get a big enough trade company here. There's loads of trade in here. And if anyone is going to ravage the elven heartlands, it's going to be us. And I imagine there might be some interesting events associated with occupying, you know, Fey lands. Could be fun. So we'll look into that. Why is Goward still showing... Oh, Goward is still in this war. Right. That's funny. I will continue to buy trust. We want Goward to stay on our side. We don't need them to, but it just makes coalition management easier. We do have, yeah, 2 regions pretty mad at us. So, and the elves are about to get very displeased when I yoink all of this, which I'm not going to do until I can core it. So I should stop spending my admin points developing. I believe all 4 remaining holds, 5 rather, this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one that are not yet level 4 are currently passive digging. I should also... centralized hold operations. I assume this means it's going to cost us money, but I think digging... I think I didn't do this partly. What's this? Rapid development due to humans. I'm not spending 7 grand on this. Yeah, I haven't done this because repairing holds costs monarch points when you do it directly, but actual digging just costs cash. So that's fine. I should do it. But I guess you would get more random events, assuming you still get all of the digging random events you get in your capital. When you use centralized dig operations to dig in other places. Excuse me. But, yeah. This war rages back and forth, you know, it's not a problem. I'm not trying to win it fast. We're trying to grind war exhaustion, which we are doing eventually. But it is taking its time. I'm not worried about our manpower. We're not min-maxing anymore. I'm just kind of enjoying late game. So we're taking some attrition where we shouldn't be and so on, but it's not a big deal. Let's go siege these elves. I think actually just to simplify things, I am going to seek peace with Grombar, short truce, take a bit of money, break your alliance with Coranteer, and then we'll do a holy war against them once that runs out. Goward is once again the defender of the damn Coronite faith, unfortunately. But as long as they're not willing to accept, which I don't think they will, it doesn't make a difference. We can fight Grombar alone. And yeah, this greatly simplifies the result of this war. I can focus on maybe declaring on these Ashen Tree Avengers down here. It's interesting, yeah, I'm looking forward to playing in the Deep Woods because these... I mean, playing starting in here or near here. These Fey Touch Gladeways seem really interesting. All of these... I guess maybe they're only Fey Touched when they have Wood Elf culture? No, because you're still Fey Touched. But yeah, it's interesting. Attacker dice roll bonus is interesting. You have an advantage moving... Like, they're hard to defend, but they allow... And you can't build forts, but they allow you to move freely within the whole wood. It's a really interesting mechanic. I'm looking forward to... Oh, hello. Actually, didn't realise we were... Oh, we're not going to be able to reinforce, are you? Whoops. Well, we'll retreat from this. But yeah, we'll... Maybe we'll win? No. Thought we might. Ah, the Reformist has gone away. That's a shame. That's our victory over the... We have slowly been losing all of the big bonuses we got from beating back the whatchamacallit, the various disasters that we've had have been, those bonuses have been expiring, but that's okay. By the way, Artifices can start when Enlightenment is discovered, so we really need to get on it with Court and Country, because it can't happen in the next age. So we also need to lose a stability. If we haven't lost stability by the time we get too high, I'll just... Wow, I was going to say I'll just royal marry someone, but there's no dwarves left, so I don't think anyone in the world is eligible for a royal marriage. Sorry, there are dwarves left. There's this guy, but they hate me. Ah, Rubyhold still exists. I forgot about Rubyhold. Rubyhold, we obviously need to get control of this in the fullness of time. We do have a claim on it. Yeah, let's try and... Can I marry them? If they weren't neutral, they would marry us. Why do you dislike me so much? Oh yeah, because you're Dwarven Pantheon. Let's try and improve relations with them a bit. See what we can do there. See if we can get a marriage, just so I can break the marriage and cost myself 1 stability. Because most things that cost stability cost more than 1. When you don't have Diplo ideas anyway. So if we can avoid having to take a larger than necessary stability hit, that would be good. Meanwhile, I'm going to start sending armies back to drill ahead of this war. And yeah, we're just going to stay at war with Coranteer for as long as we need to. They don't have... Like, no one has cause on their land, or at least a lot of their land anyway. So we're not going to be able to cause too many rebellions by just sitting on them. But we'll you know, we'll cause some problems. Should be good. So there is centralized hold operations. I mean, you pay rather than just having free, but I guess it happens much faster. Ah, and now we have hold digging operation. Ah, so you don't do it the same way. You don't go in here and say, dig deeper. Or maybe you do? Not sure. Anyway, hold digging operation. Upon reaching their targeted dev, we can now ask our non-capital holds to expand their infrastructure manually. So it has to not be damaged. It has to have a good primary culture. It has to not be currently recruiting an army or building a fort. I'm not sure which one this is going to target, actually. Ah, I can do it. I do it manually. Okay, so I can say, hey, dig here. We're eligible to dig here? I haven't even realized. I guess they were passive digging before, but yeah, okay, cool. Costs us 800 crowns. Takes a while. Start digging. So, yeah, I mean, in some ways it feels weaker. Interaction available, diggable hold. Yeah, so why do it here? Why not go here and then tell them to dig? I guess it looks like I can do it in holds that are constructing something, maybe? Is that right? Well, you're not constructing anything. And you're not constructing anything. So no, that doesn't look like it's right. These places are still building things. Yeah, this one, sure, but yeah, I mean, I'll do it for all the places that are eligible. I guess it's good to, well, you get a notification. I was going to say it's good to get a notification from the decision, but you get the notification either way. So if I go in here, I can just click this, right? They're the same interaction? Yeah. Wonder what happens if I double do it. I'm going to not do that. If these all give us the same number of events that you get in the capital, that's horrendous. It costs... Like it costs loads of stability and rebels and all kinds of things. So if that, and with that in mind, let's put some troops in the places where we just started digging. So if that's the case, centralizing hold operations seems like a really bad idea, because the passive growth seems plenty fast, honestly. It takes a couple of years, but it takes a couple of years doing it manually as well, so... I feel like I must be missing something, and one of the possible things I could be missing is definitely that it just doesn't give you those events when it's not the capital. We will find out. There we go. Yoink off the L's. Sadly, we can't take this just because Irulim has it occupied. This does give us adjacency to these guys, who have some cause and claims and things. So maybe I should let them occupy the land, but we're at the Diplo limit anyway. We are going to be integrating our Essen subjects pretty soon, but yoink. Going to cost quite a bit to core. Got any allies that I care about? Not really. Not really. Alright. Boom. There we go. Aggressive expansion. Still just kind of this whole region that could join us, and evidently we can fight this whole region at once, so I doubt they're going to form the coalition. Give me that core all. We can handle it even though it's got the other stuff involved. Nice. We will now struggle to find somewhere to stand while policing this area. We do need to, in our war with Coranteer, take this They-touched Gladeway. Would be useful. I can't add that to this because you are already mine. There we go. Add here. Did I not? No. Why have you got unrest? Just from House of Evil Demon Haunted, an evil haunted house. That's right. Thankfully, the house has been abandoned. I should also culture convert this area at some point, probably. And you are meant to be drilling. How many do you also have? Yes, 1 more. Keep drilling. Good. You drill. You drill. You drill. Good, good, good. We don't need more army professionalism. We have capped that out. But I'm going to keep them drilling anyway, just to keep the units at top performance. Keep that that unit drill nice and high. We have a truce with you still, yes? Yes. One of my truces over here expired. Yes, you and the commands also no longer got a truce with us. There are 190,000 troops in the command. So we should probably go relatively easy on aggressive expansion in this region, I think. Can I put this? No, I can't put this. This is still Serpent Spine subcontinent, right? So West Serpent Spine, rather. Yeah, whereas this is East, which is why I can make trade companies here, but not here. Okay, cool. We have been focusing on developing this province. I'm converting its culture to try and get more goods produced, because I think you get goods produced affected by unaccepted culture. Maybe it isn't. Maybe accepted culture gives a bonus to goods produced? No? I thought there was a goods produced thing associated with culture. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, expensive edict here, but that's because I just need to... I think this one still needs development? Yeah, this one needs more development to get to level 4. Although, what level are you now? 3, yeah. So we need to get one more level here. It's the 60 dev is what we're pushing on each of these holds to get that final mission done. Nice. So now it's time to just sit at war with Coranteer for a while. But to make the time pass faster for me, let's take a look at... I wish this sort by worked. So it's a sort by giver, but then the icon is who's taking. Odd. Let's take a look at what the peace deal is going to be. Something like that, I think. And then maybe I also yoink this center of trade. Although my Eswick trade company is probably already giving me... Yeah, it's already dominant in the trade power in the region. But maybe I yoink both of these. Yeah, the coalition I think is not problematic. The problem is it costs dip that I'd really rather not be spending. But let's grab both centers of trade just to weaken other people's ability to pull money out of here. So yeah, a peace deal looking something like that eventually. Now, do I want to take any land up here? We're getting both of these. Ah, we're not getting South Castanoth, which is not a core of anyone. I thought you had a core on that, but clearly I'm wrong. Maybe I will manually hand that over to him. Yeah, it's a bit more dip points, which, you know, rather avoid, but something like this, I think. Pillaging the capital, just to be malicious. I think this plus a longish truce. Looks good. Gives us really nice increase in our trade control in the region, and then we'll be able to... This finalizes, well, with one tiny exception, this finalizes getting... Oh, I should have taken that off Grumbar in the last war. Never mind. This finalizes getting the cores for these two subjects. We can then start integrating them. But first, onwards to court and country. Right, I think we can trigger the disaster now. We have over 1 unrest and rising by 0.25 every month, which is in some ways problematic. I really shouldn't do this, should I? No, because I'm going to want to buy down this war exhaustion when we fire the disaster. Excuse me. So, we can now marry these guys, finally. I've had to give them a gift and influence them and so on. We can marry them. Next month, we break the royal ties. There we go. -1 stability, -10 prestige. By the way, I have disinherited so many heirs. over the last, like, real-time, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours of playing, we've been systematically introducing disinheriting, introducing disinheriting. A lot. Anyway, there's Court and Country. I don't really want to lower my stability. Yeah, nice serpent tech cost. So I'm probably not going to do much to make it tick faster. Remind me what the ticks are. Unrest. Yeah, no, that's as fast as it's going to tick, because I'm not going to drop stability by that much. Cool. We also have discontent. We constantly, yeah, the vanilla spy mechanics. I don't know. Maybe they wouldn't be a problem. I mean, they're not good. Basically, it's good for fabricating claims, but beyond that, either you take espionage or you don't. But it seems like when we have contact with this much of the world, we just have discontent 100% of the time, and our merchants are slandered 100% of the time, which is annoying. And there's really not a whole lot I can do. Yes, goodbye. Finally got rid of these guys, so we're no longer wasting dip on that. Ah, what a nice time to receive a whole bunch of modding points. Lovely jubbly. Not going to take any of these yet, though. Yep, so this will tick. We'll have this in 30 months-ish, and should be good. Very few expeditions left, by the way. There's one down here, but we're still colonizing that province. Can't go to colonizing. Has to be a city, I believe. So it's just these two, which are the Leviathan, the expeditions. Where's the... Wasn't there a huge cavity somewhere that we found? Have I already explored that? Is it here? Yeah, here. Why can't I do an expedition here? Is it because I'm building already? Do I need to upgrade this? I think it's because I can upgrade it. I'm very curious what's down here. Nothing but a cold churning wind and a whisper of deeper uncharted passages. Yeah, I'll upgrade this and then I think we can explore further. But yeah, we'll do this one. The final tier, digging through layers, 50% cheaper, is pretty nice. When it says through layers, this isn't through layers. This is expanding the hold. But I think that's probably what it means. I don't think it means the events that pop up, saying like calisate layer and things. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. But it would be fun to complete the great thing. And then this is like a spider network or something. The ancient arachnid broodmother. So we will look into both of those. But sure, we'll go for this one. It's funny. It says length labyrinthian, but they're actually not very long. You just lose a lot of men. So I'm going to send a full army. The other thing I should do is slowly transform these into artificer squads, and at least fully use our artificer squads. We're not currently doing that. But yeah, Court and Country Fest. Hey, we've done it. We have completed the artisan quarters. Good work. As the first hold to ever get it, we have managed a marvelous wonder. The Ortanarum. Ortatorium. Marble roads flanked by magnificent workshops, studios of all trades and all sizes. It really makes me think of a Songs of Six game. Transportation systems ferry around every resource imaginable. You get trade efficiency, 3.5%, 25% local goods, and another 7.5 trade efficiency and trade value modifier. Glorious. Glorious indeed. This is a wonder and can be built. Once built, cannot be replaced. It's built by advanced infrastructure. Nice. Can I advance it even more? No, and I don't think you can upgrade infrastructure in non-capital provinces. Maybe you can in the next age. That would make sense, right? For the age of artifice and automation. The other thing I should be doing with my money, by the way, is just buying stupid numbers of universities, which I have been very much enjoying my auto-clicker for. But just increasing the odds that we spawn stuff. To spawn it, you need to have 20 dev, I think. Is that right? 30 dev. Okay, so it's basically just holds for us, anyway. The other thing I've completely forgotten about while developing in this game, in this like campaign, is you're meant to develop to multiples of 10, right? On development for building slots. I completely forgot about that. Is it 10? Is it multiples of 10 or is it multiples of 5? I don't remember. Show me a relatively high dev province, something that these guys developed. That would be 10, 20, 30. Yeah, so I think it is multiples of 10. I completely forgot about doing that. Our vassals are a little displeased with us. It's because I forced my religion upon them, so they're mad. But they'll be happier once I give them land in this war, so that's fine. These cores aren't about to expire, right? It's a good point. I'd forgotten about that. Are you going to lose this? Yeah, not for ages. Okay, let's just assume the other ones are the same. Nice. I found a new place we can colonize. This is the only uncolonized land, I think, in the world, except for whatever in the weird orb. You know, the oval. So, yeah, I think we're going to go colonize this. There's no natives to rise up against us. So, sure. Let's go see if there's any interesting stuff associated with this island. Seems fun, right? Isn't this one of the places that produces precursor relics? It is. I wouldn't get trading in precursor relics unless I actually owned the... unless I actually diverted the trade our way, which, I mean, it would take some doing. I'm not sure I can really pull that off, but that's interesting. Cool. We have got a trade coming our way from here now. No, we don't. Ah, I thought I put a merchant here. Our next merchant will go here, so we can get the trading in precursor relics bonus for more artificer capacity. Although we don't need much more artificer capacity. You can have a seat in the assembly, by the way. I can't because you're not in a state. Ah, yes. Could I have this not in a trade company? Or would I like to? Because being in a trade company is going to give it goods produced, right? Is it not? How does nearby trade companies work again? Well, that's only in non-trade company provinces, isn't it? Gets 100% trade power for being in a trade company, but not goods produced. Yeah, so I think I remove this state from the trade company. I'm sure we'll be able to get enough trade power elsewhere, especially if I don't upgrade the center of trade. But let's state that so that I can full call this, drop the autonomy more, produce more goods here. And yeah, I'm pretty sure the frozen forest chappies will still be okay. Frozen forest still at 74% of the relevant trade power. Yeah, good. Should be fine. Nice. So that's this expedition completed. We had to do a lengthy battle with a fire elemental. Very nice. Reduced to nothing more than a fist-sized orb of fire jerked back into the runic cave. We will send them back out, and we can immediately finish the upgrading of it. Nice. Let us... Oh, yeah, well, I also want to upgrade this, don't I? Why can't I do this? Because we must fully explore the next floor. But I couldn't send an expedition here. Oh, now I can. Okay, it's because we were building something here. Cool, cool, cool. Well, I'm going to do this one first. Let's explore the spider area. Very close to triggering the thing, by the way. A lot of unrest. A lot of unrest. But we're handling it. We're handling it. Alright, there we go. Finally. Conflict of court and country. It's funny because we should probably go attempt to negotiate, even though that costs us absolutism, because I think we are absolutely going to be able to be over... It's only 65, right, that we have to be over? Where's my wiki tab gone? Yeah, so we can definitely afford to lose some to get -1 national unrest. And now the court and country event has... Sorry, disaster has fired. First thing to do, note down when it fired. C&C eligible to end in 1696. And in order for it to end, we have to have... Remind me, does it say here? War exhaustion less than 2, no rebel controlled provinces, at least 0 stability. Nice. It doesn't even cost you stability when it fires. That's nice. I thought there was some other limitation, like not be at war, not have a true... Oh no, I'm thinking of the end of the War of Religion, right? You have to not have a truce with any electors or something, or not be at war. Anyway, oh, you know, that's right. It's meantime to happen, you have to not be at war, which is why it's so painful. But yeah, we're going to go with this. So in 10 years, we need to make sure we have no control provinces and less than 2 war exhaustion. So Coranteer, it's finally time for you to be peaced out. Oh, it reset my peace deal. No matter. We can quickly remake it. Hopefully this will cheer up some of our moaners, the vassals, that is to say. Why can't I transfer? Okay. Oh, it's already occupied by them. Yeah. There we go. Okay. Boom. 84. Aggressive expansion. Lots of people eligible to join a coalition. I'm not scared. You're scared. Boom. Some big vassals. And we can formalize separation of powers. Yes, I should finally do this. Can't believe we haven't done that yet. Increases the chance that parliament seats support you immediately. Alright, what else do I want to do? Check the vassals. Yes, they're both loyal again. Nice. Very nice. So we now, I think, do... Because what does this actually give us again? National tax down, goods produced down, max absolutism down. It's really not that bad. Like, there's no unrest associated with it. There are pop-ups which will fire, which I will need to be ready for. But we can probably still fight wars while under this modifier, I think. Obviously, coring is going to be more expensive while we have the modifier, but... reducing war exhaustion lowers absolutism. Are you kidding? That's annoying. We're going to do it anyway. All the way down. Which will obliterate most of the rebels that we had building, which is good. And yeah, we did have a huge rebellion in the capital while our capital defenders were away. But yeah, even with that, our absolutism is still 81. It goes up a lot of the time. And how expensive is harsh treatment these days? Yeah, we don't have very many modifiers on this. If you stack up modifiers, this can become a kind of insanely good way of doing it. I will also take these 2 techs slightly ahead of time. Nice. Superior work times, the Grudge Settlers and the Rune Dragoons. Hell yeah. The Grudge Settlers. What a good name. What a good name. 4 offensive fire. Heck yeah. We've been stack wiping even numbers in some fights, which always lets you know that things are going well. The artillery heavy army is doing well, I think. Cool, you can come home. And we should also now... I'm going to want to integrate both these guys. So let's scootage them both. But maybe I don't because... Right now we have... Yeah, so 6... We're not overextended at max legitimacy. We have 6 Diplo rep. How am I going to get 1 more Diplo rep? I turned off some policies as well, by the way. Just because I don't think we need them right now. The... settler chance and stuff is not that important. We are really getting there on this, but we still have a way to go yet. I could also issue the aristocratic integration policy, but it obviously lowers my absolutism. So I think we'll worry about integrating these guys after the conflict recording country. At which point, that's probably one of the things that we slot back in to our estate freedoms, what are they called? Privileges list. And there we go. Quick war involving yoinking this guy's capital, which they very ill-advisably have next to me. I believe this is the end of Dwarven opposition in the Dwarven, with very little aggressive expansion caused. If I take 1 off, does it increase? It does. That's clever. So it's appropriately detecting that there is not going to be this country once the war is over, and therefore don't show the amount of aggressive expansion that they will receive. But there we go. Boom. What did that say? Centralized something has expired? I didn't see it. Anyway, that gives us full control over all Dwarven holds. All Dwarven areas of the Dwarven. Now we just need to go after the Jade March over in the east. The command has been growing again. Oh, they lost all their cores though. That's very funny. So there'll be some serious fights against them in the future, but for now we can just revel in the fact that we are the only dwarves under these fair mountains. Not sure where else to put seats of parliament. I'm trying to put them all in like Dwarven, correct culture, correct religion provinces. Just seems fitting. I think I made this whole road already into one. Anyway, I'll handle that in a second. We're slowly converting here, and then I have actually not been remembering to do this, but once it's, yeah, we're putting it all in states. We're using the Enforced Religious Unity Edict. Once it's all converted, we will take it out of states and put it into the trade company. That's the plan down here. Meanwhile, lots of rebellions, taking all the decisions that cause rebellions rather than absolutism drops, as we push our way through the conflict of court and country. There we go. End to hostilities. The state is triumphant, plus 20 max absolutism, and this goes away, which means our max is now 133, and that's not with even with not full legitimacy. Nice. That means where am I trying to be looking? Here. So our idea gives us plus 15 max effect, so we can have 15. Well, more like 20, because if we had full legitimacy and full religious unity, this would be 140, I guess, actually, so maybe 25 absolutism worth of stuff. And one thing I want to do is get the nobility loyal more consistently. If we had more prestige and stuff, they would be. Have we got a kid, by the way? We haven't. Oh, 20 legitimacy, though. Gotta keep rolling. Okay, finally! He'll do. 446. I've rolled so many bad people. 446 is good enough to keep, I think. Okay, let's keep strengthening the government back up again. So yes, we can use up, keep it above, yeah, we can use up 25, I think, because if we had full legitimacy and full religious unity, which we are very much trending towards, well, full religious unity would give us only an extra 0.3, so let's not count that too much, but legitimacy is up to 10. Right. Yeah, I think that's right. So we would have up to 140, which would mean, sorry, up to 135, which means we can use 20. 20 brings us down to 115, and 115 is where we want to be. So yes, where do we want to get a little bit more? Yeah, so I think it's probably the noble integration policy. Ah, it's 10. Are you a whole 10 though? We don't annex that many subjects. I don't think this is important enough. Forts get defensiveness. That does seem thematically fitting. Well, I'm going to have a look at these. Oh, yeah, no, sorry. It's got to be ostentatious services because there's no negative on this anymore. Yeah, so 50% production efficiency on our slaves. It just fits with the run, doesn't it? Yeah. Nice. So now, I don't know how quickly it switches over. Where do we have some slave-producing provinces here? So, ostentatious oversight gives plus 50%. Production efficiency, glorious. Production income continues to outpace trade, which is pretty friggin' nice. Good, so that's 5 used up. Let me have a look at what we want to do with the rest. Okay, there we go. I have aims to empower the Artifices, and I added in expand the fortifications to make the nobles happy, but also because I think it's thematically appropriate, because now places like this get 20% local offensiveness and garrison size and down fort maintenance. Pretty nice, pretty nice. We will do this, which will cause a bunch of rebellions, but that's fine. I want to get back to 100% crown land. Gosh, I don't know how it localizes them. It's interesting how they're all in the same place. Oh yes, right. Back down into the depths with you lot. No rest. But yeah, we'll deal with all these rebels, which obviously will be no problem. And then we'll continue developing. We are, again, slightly running out of things to spend money on, but I haven't quite run out. We are building universities every which way. We can almost get counting houses, which are going to spike our income quite dramatically. We have a lot of upgrades for these to do, so that's fine. There we go. Now we don't anymore. And we can build these. Oh, I forgot. We can build the bigger trade posts now. Nice. I'm going to build a whole ton of those. Sorry, I was talking about privileges. We also empowered the Artifices a lot. I gave them a bunch of stuff. They're now up to 61% influence, which is good, so we can get some nicer bonuses, and their equilibrium is very much in the loyal, which means we should get stronger bonuses from them. I don't actually know what their top tier bonuses are, so I'm looking forward to seeing them. I considered trying to make the cartels loyal, and we may yet. I may still change things around, but to get the dev cost down, but I think this is okay. I also did get 10% dev cost from one of the things we gave to the Artifices, which is nice. We have officially reached the point where there is nothing left to colonize, by the way. We got a little thing up here. Unless this opens up, which, I mean, there's a new age about to start, so maybe we can get in here. There's lore about the new Artificer things letting us, like, break into temples. Maybe this is, like, protected by a magical temple shield or something. I don't know. But we'll find out. We'll find out. In terms of expansion opportunities, this guy broke an alliance with me one too many freaking times, and I'm going to make them pay. But first, we do need to finish securing the Serpent Spine. I think long-term objectives, I want to get every hold in the Serpent Spine upgraded as much as I can by the end of the game, basically, is my main kind of development-based goal. Obviously, we're still shooting for this. Oh, and I did get one Diplo rep from one of the Artificer things, so when we have full legitimacy, we will have enough to complete this mission. Only 3 left that are not fully upgraded. This one, this one, and this one. This one, I believe, is already going to level 3. This one is already going to level 4, so that's done. Which means I can turn off that edict. Actually, no, I can't. It's been too recent. And this one is already going to level 4. So it is only this one that we still need to upgrade and to actually dev more. And then we can start... there's some holds down here that need repairs, which is going to cost a lot of monarch points. And then we can start upgrading more and more holds, which will be nice. The final reform. Hooray. So we are definitely going to go political absolutism, I think. Max absolutism. Free policies is also really nice. The way I'm using this, it's basically 2.5 admin efficiency and 2 privileges. Now with 2 privileges, I could get the cartels loyal. So that seems very much worth it, because that means I'm essentially spending it on 10% dev cost. Maybe better than 10%. What do they give? About 10% dev cost and, you know, more trade efficiency. That seems pretty worth it. The alternative is free policy is definitely not going to be this. Free policy is pretty good too. That would right now be saving us 1 dip, and we could get another military bonus, but we don't need a military bonus at this point in the game. We could get another, you know, another admin policy when we unlock one. The trade efficiency doesn't matter much. We have reached the point where money is no longer really a commodity that matters. I think the way I'm going to spend my money is by building a stupid number of forts. I think that'll be fun. But it's very difficult to turn down the administrative efficiency, in my view. And we will now start going through and deciding what to change in here, because there are probably going to be changes. This High Lord's Retinue one, really not very good, in my opinion. We got this after the modifier for the mission involved with these guys ended. It really doesn't seem very good at all. The Cost of Advisor Rules culture is okay, but we have so many different Dwarven cultures at the moment. I feel like, yeah, more influential estates would be nice. More, yeah, decentralized bureaucracy seems really nice. More loyalty on all the estates just makes things easy. Culture conversion would also be kind of nice, but I don't think we want to do this because we don't want the estate's loyalty. So I think decentralized bureaucracy will change that. And then I do quite like this. The diplomat I value and the estate's loyalty I value. Definitely don't want to... Well, saving the clergy estate wouldn't be the worst thing for us at the moment. But we can't do that because we've got religious ideas. Definitely don't want this. Definitely don't want this. Don't want this. Okay, so happy with that one. Mage shields, this is just very thematic. I think I would struggle to turn that off. I really like the whole fort-focused build that we have going on here. Assembly of Holds is pretty darn good. The bonuses we're getting from the assembly are very, very strong. This, though, disables nobility. Disables called diet. Plus 2 diplomats, minus 15 absolutism. That's interesting. Interesting. Council composing of the lesser kings and rulers of Al Dwarves. Create a continental parliament comprised of all our Almaharaz subjects, with voting sessions happening every 5 years. Who are our Almaharaz subjects? I don't really know what this does. Interesting. Maybe we'll look into that later. Meritocratic recruitment, I think is very good for us right now. I think we will be sticking with that. Perfect exploitation is obviously where we're sticking with. Pursuit of quality is what we're sticking with. Regional representation is well, it's not necessarily what we want. But none of these others really offer us anything, so we'll probably keep that. But yeah, so we're going to change some of those others. Getting 1.3 per month. Yeah, our autonomy is a little higher than I would like. It's not high in our actual provinces. It's just, sorry, our states, obviously. It's just our many trade companies. A growing number of trade companies are obviously going to increase it. Speaking of trade companies, I probably do actually have some more buildings I could build in them. So let's do that. I've got, you know, overflowing with all this money. May as well use it up. Excuse me. There we go. Cool, so it's time for war with the command. I have got a huge set of armies. I didn't build all the defensiveness ones, so may as well. I have a huge set of armies on the border with the command. Many of them are at full drill, so I think we are going to absolutely obliterate them. It's my strong suspicion. There we go, maxed all them out. Good stuff. Do I still need these edicts of absolution, by the way? I do there, I don't here. Why is it not telling me expensive edict when there's no need for the edict in that province anymore? Is that the only ones I've done? What have I got here? Local defensiveness. Oh yeah, we don't need that right now. Good. And then these. Nice. Fully reduce the devastation here. And here. Great. Don't know. I mean, I guess I'm min-maxing money by changing these, so I don't really need to do that, do I? I could throw down a bunch of trade edicts just for fun. They seem to be very bad returns on investment, the trade edicts, but doesn't really bother me. Anyway, yes, the last few armies are arriving, ready for the war with the command, and as I say, these guys are extremely high, well, not these ones, but these three, maxed out drill, good generals, fairly good generals, all good, and with any luck, the Enlightenment spawning somewhere in our country, we do have a university in every province we own, so we'll see if we can get that. It's a pretty big war. Pretty big war. We will no doubt have some big fights. They are engaged in a big war in the south, which is good. They've got no manpower, which seems to be their permanent state for the last, like, 150 years. They're just expanding aggressively with no manpower. It's like me doing a world conquest. But, yeah. Into the Jade March, our troops march. We did not get the Enlightenment. Sad. Did the place that get it at least... Which of these did I do in? This one. Did at least deserve it. Where did it spawn? Right here. Netcliff. Okay, it did. To be fair. This is a very, very well-developed area. I can respect it. I can respect it. So the age is ending. Yeah, what are the objectives in the next age? Parliament, got it. Multicultural nation. Does that count from unions? I forget. Powerful subject. Yeah, high discipline. And it's 100 and... What does it want for high discipline? Oh, we have 125. Jesus. Okay, yeah, we're going to get that one. Large capital. Yeah. Great leader. Yeah. Control institutions. Sadly, no. Don't control any institutions. Ooh, manufacturers is kind of within range. Interesting. Interesting. We'll see what we can do about that. Oh yes, and I finally recruited the Lords of Platinum, by the way. These glorious Lords of Platinum guys. So I think they are going to defend the capital for the rest of the game. It seems fun. These only cost 10% more from... 15% more from Enlightenment, so I'm going to take them, partly because it gives us this extra fort, which is an excuse to spend some money. Excellent. Yeah, just everywhere you can, please. It's really not very expensive to upgrade one level of fort to another, huh? Yeah, we're just going to build those everywhere. This also means that these forts are now outdated. Get wrecked, command. Welcome to... That's only one level? That's not that good. Anyway, onwards we march. This is a Imperialism war, by the way. I don't think I mentioned. We have unlocked Imperialism now. But difficult to select. Meaning we're going to be able to take quite a lot of lands. We are, I mean, we're strong, but we're not so strong that there's no chance of a coalition. So we do still need to be a little bit cautious. Not very cautious, but a little bit. Trading in salt. Nice. But we will be, yeah, marching in. Lending libraries and book clubs. Good for you. Ah, paper's more expensive. Nice. That's still what we make in the crown. Good stuff. Well, the commander fighting back. We got the sieges in the north. We had some in down here, but they fought us back. I'm sorry I didn't show you the battle. It was pretty good. It was about 200,000 people duking it out here on each side. I have fallen back. I mean, I was forced to retreat back, and I have built a large number of Artificer regiments. By their forces combined, I hope we can make some progress. And also, here is decentralized bureaucracy. Nice. That will make everyone a bit richer. Yeah, 7.5 at this level of influence. Not bad. Not bad at all on the dev costs. We've also started upgrading the final hold needed, which is this one, for our mission, which is pretty nice. But yeah, I'll show you the battle when we are rejoined with the enemy. We have a lot of morale. That's part of the problem. Okay, let's take this fight, shall we? Here we have urban, so that's -1. Yeah, -1. Dice roll for the attacker. Never mind, they're attacking us. Into grasslands, but over a river with 5 maneuver. Can I get a 6 maneuver general there in time? Let's find out. You're there on the 5th. They're there on the 5th. Forced march, still the 5th. Worth a go. This looks like a pretty good fight. I'm not hastening to reinforce because our front line is full. I think these guys will arrive in time. Yeah, that looks like a win. They're choosing not to reinforce it. Nice. We'll need these guys then. Spread out. Keep these sieges going. Their capital is about to refall. Yeah, so stats-wise, a little bit more discipline, basically. Just a little bit more discipline. A strict monarch. But it will not be enough. Drive them from these lands. A nice, measured push forwards. Not looking to be too aggressive. If this doesn't... I was going to say if that didn't fall this time, we'll take the fight there. We got another beautiful cavern, by the way. I think I misclicked an event ages ago that deleted our beautiful cavern. And then we got another one, which is... Well, I guess I don't know how lucky it is. It's good, for sure. Very good. But not knowing how likely they are to show up. I guess I can't really say how likely it is. These are more Artificer regiments. But I think I will just train up all the Artificer regiments we can here and then sub them in. Okay. Pushing here. Yeah, I looked at the peace deal, by the way. This looks pretty good to me. It gives us the whole road all the way along. We could take more holds, but it puts us over 100% overextension, which is something that I just don't like to do in general, for obvious reasons. Our administrative efficiency has increased a bit since I actually drew up this peace deal. I think it looks something like this. We could obviously break Jade March free, but I don't think we need to. There's not much land I want from the command, I don't think. Maybe there is. I mean, we're going to want to get a trade company over here. Although, maybe we're not, because the Tree of Stone is actually the furthest east that I can send the trade money to my capital without having to go some truly heinous routes. Because this only flows east out of the Jade Mines. So, probably not going to bother with the trade from this area. We'll just be content with wealth within the walls of the Serpent Spine. These are getting better and better, by the way. Shock damage down 20% now. Pretty nice. There are other inventions we could potentially turn on. Oh yes, and I have got some new inventions that I should show you. We got 20%... Sorry, Arcane Battery Capital Costs. It doesn't say what it does. I'm pretty sure this was the 25% dev cost in the capital. Because at some point we are going to want to dev push the capital even more. Is it in there? Yeah, Arcane Battery Capital Complex. Nice. We also have this, the Market Vendor which gives us 5% trade efficiency, 5% reduction, 5% national tax, which is nice. We'll turn that one off once we get full, probably, because I'm going to be focusing on more aesthetic stuff, like just deving as much as possible rather than specifically worrying about trying to make as much money as possible. It's not exactly the raison d'etre at this point. But this will be the command I will need to conclude in the next episode. Or no, I'll just record the end of this episode tomorrow. Anyway, I will see you in, from your perspective, once again, mere seconds. Right, victory over the command. There were some back and forths, but at the end of the day, the Jade March is ours. A lot of it, anyway. 98.8 overextension. Age of the Witch Kings ending in 66 months was a bit worrying, because... I should probably talk a bit slower, huh? Age of the Witch Kings is ending in 66 months, which is a bit worrying, because it does give us 5 admin efficiency, importantly, meaning we might be over 100% if it ends during this, but we can get these cored in 66 months, but also take, yeah, some money. We've got a call for peace now, so take this. We're also taking war reps. Oh, and I can pillage their capital. Pretty cheap as well. Giving us 3 dev. Nice. I'm not sure why, like, the pillage capitals seem to have become really cheap. But, yeah, so they actually seem kind of viable now, which is good. So there we go. Yoink. Yoink. There we go. Yeah, a lot of casualties. A lot of casualties. 500,000 on each side. The fact that we managed to take the same casualties as them, I'm actually quite pleased with, because they have some pretty darn strong bonuses. So, there we go. We will... Oh, I didn't check how much it was going to cost to core. I will core stuff that causes overextension first, because I think there was, yeah, quite a bit in there that didn't. Yeah, we can afford it all. Fine. Diggable hold in Harz or whom? Really? I feel like the dev in some of my provinces is increasing. Like, some of these appear to have... Well, let's see, because they should be at multiples of 10. I accidentally devved that one up. I'm not sure. I think maybe something I've done has made them auto-dev a little bit or something. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, diggable hold in the capital. Absolutely. Just make sure everything is built the way we want it, because it's going to take 20 years. But yeah, so speaking of viable, the digging in non-capital holds is not costing us any... it's not causing events. It's not causing the negative events. Which does mean it's not getting the positive events to speed it up, but it's not giving us the kind of nationwide stab hit or trade efficiency hit in order to speed up digging kind of things, which is good. Oh yeah, did I not upgrade all my forts already? I run out of money. I ran out of money. I'm pretty confident we don't have any free building slots, so we could just build forts wherever there are forts and be confident that it's just upgrading the existing ones. I like that we have this double-layered defense here now. We have the Hero's Gate, which I have fully upgraded to get the local fort maintenance down to 0 and 25% garrison size. How big is the garrison here now? 13,200 men. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Oh yeah, I'm at war with these guys because Ireland declared war on them. Oh, and you're at war with them as well, are you? You're in this war, I guess. Yeah, interesting. We will eventually want to turn on these guys, but I'm not in a hurry. And I think the way to do it is to declare war here and call them in. And then these guys will be called in. And obviously when we're not both at war with this chappy. So now the time to go against the Raj. I do want some more land here. Oh, these are the high temples that's been repaired. So is the high philosophy... There's a whole bunch of ruined temples in the command. Derelict temple complexes, which I guess they've torn down because they're, you know, they're the godless, so they don't respect the god's wall or the temples. But, yeah. Anyway. Oh yes, and we got quite a few events when we were burning down their main cities. Of kind of ruining various of their buildings. Mithril Forge. Yeah, see, things like this are part of why they're being dangerous. But so I think we've done some relatively permanent damage to them by burning down some of their special buildings, which is good. Next war. It's probably time over here again, right? Yeah, we really have. I haven't been like pushing any of these wars very rapidly. Goward will not come in because they're in debt. That's fine. We could pay off their debt, no problem. But they wouldn't come in. I know we don't use the Holy War CB anymore. We can use the Imperialism CB, which means we'll be able to get Goward to come and join us. Okay, cool. Yeah, so Imperialism with a full call on Coranteer, I think, probably. Or maybe more land down here. We don't necessarily need to fight Coranteer right now. We are losing this money to them still. Who is actually pulling it out? Yeah, Coranteer. Mostly Coranteer, but also Baramud. This guy. This tiny little guy, really? Ruining my day? Yeah, Coranteer, I think, is we want to take land next. Partly they have some land in the Great Woods. Sorry, the Deep Woods that we want off them anyway. Yeah, some more wars in here, I think, while we wait for this war to end. So we can do this war. Seems good. And we've finally reached the end of the Warsuit Enhancements part of our tree. 300 mil points for this. So, with the knowledge of the Platinum Warsuit spread across Halan, we have a choice to make. As the progenitors of this wonderful technology, we have advanced knowledge on how to further development. Do we spread this coveted power to the masses, or attempt to refine the finest? So all Platinum soldiers get 5 land fire and -5 land fire received, pretty damn good. Or world-class warsuits for Artificer regiments, 15% damage and more drill gain and less drill loss. Well, that seems like a no-brainer. Like, it's kind of fun to empower the Artificer regiments, but they'd need to be a full third for this fire damage to be beneficial, and it doesn't have the fire damage reduction. And they're only ever the front line, so having the 5%, you know, you have the 5% from the infantry and the 5% from the artillery. So yeah, we're going to spread it far and wide. But nice! I'm not sure we're going to be able to complete this side of the mission tree, because you have to have a 120 opinion with Laurent. And while allied to Goward, which we basically have to be, in order to have their opinion above 120, I don't think there's any way we're going to get Laurent's opinion to 120. There are other options, I think. Yeah, they have to rival us, but they can't rival us because we're too strong. So I don't think we're ever going to be able to do that one. War with this guy is what we're doing next. These guys will not come in because they're allied to us. As long as this war doesn't end too fast, they won't join against us. If they do join against us, we'll deal with it. Nice. I realized, of course, they still have one of these surface holds, which we need to be getting off them. There is one more in here that we weren't able to take just due to overextension limits, but we will go and get that off them shortly. They're busy repairing it for us right now, which is also going to be my priority, by the way. We are going to be repairing. A lot of these holds are still busted and need a lot of monarch points sinking into them to get them repaired. Okay, there we go. Another great victory. Yoink! We'll take 98% power here. So my thinking in terms of borders in this region is the command clearly needs boxing in. And I think we could use, if you're thinking about this not in the context of the game, because money no longer matters in the context of the game, which is kind of demotivating, but never mind. I think we should control this region because, first off, we don't want the Sun Elf cult to spread further east. I think that's gone far enough. So we want to be a stopper in that. Secondly, it would open up trade routes by sea for this area, which would be nice. And thirdly, I think the borders will look quite good. So I'm going to take all this and then probably maybe that province. I think that works. So yes, as I was saying, yoink. We'll have all that. We'll have war reps. Pillage? No point pillaging. We'll just take the money then. No point taking the money, I guess. Come to that, but boom. Now, in 20 months, will I have already cored all this? Maybe not. Hey, no uprisings. Nice. We are trying to get back to 99% because I think that gives us an extra 5 autonomy. So I've, you know, what you call it, rather. Rebuild those. Don't rebuild them until we've cored. I'm pretty sure we can easily afford all these, so let's core everything. Jolly good. We have finished coring over here, and the conversion is underway. Jolly good stuff. And then this, I think, is going to be our trade company in this region. Wait, did I do that before we converted it? No, we have converted it. Good. So we'll get all this built. And then probably, I mean, we don't care about trade steering in this region, because the Jade money is just going elsewhere. So I'll go with the, probably army traditions, fine. Yeah. Cool. Yoink. Now, it is time, I think, for the war with you. They've unrivaled us, so potentially we could ally them again, but they've proven themselves untrustworthy, and they are going to be punished for that. So we're going to go to war with these guys. We're going to call our allies. We're not going to full call them, because if we do, they won't join on this side. So we're not going to full call them, but we're just going to beat them up a whole bunch while having them fight each other, which will damage their relations, I hope. Break trust. And at the same time, we'll get some land up here, which is ripe for trade companies. Nice. Okay, so we saw some of these earlier. Spirit swarms. And they're coming out of these temple complexes. And if you destroy the temple complexes, you take a hostile stance. There are spirits pouring out of them. They used to be, like, the spirits were locked in the temples. And now the temples have finally shattered after eons of damage. We will take a hostile stance towards the spirits, restoring temples and warding spirit domains. Damaged temple complexes gain devastation. Many temples sustain serious damage. We get angered spirits, which causes us minus 2.5 yearly legitimacy. And then we have a new menu. The rending of the realms is upon us. We must act quickly. Selecting a great spirit will make the decision highlight provinces not protected by Spirit Hunter's State Edict or a temple complex in that spirit domain. Holy heck, look at this thing. This is cool. Okay, so in order to suppress these spirit domains, you attempt to place the Great Spirit back in chains to prevent further rending events within the domain. And what do the colors mean? It said on here, I think. Selecting a Great Spirit will make the decision highlight provinces not protected. Okay, yeah, so this is the area that most affects us, I think. So if I select this, it said it would highlight provinces not defended. Ah, okay, but because I can go to them. So here, this province. Okay, yeah, it has Spirit Domain. Provinces in Pang Bang, the Fang Bang, I guess, Temple Radius. No clue what that means. Okay. So in order to defeat them, you have to have warded this domain. How the heck do you ward a domain? Artifices, help me. Do you have like a project on this? Oh, plunder the temple restoration. Okay, so plunder the temple. With the invention of the Karashi drill, a relatively simple device, given that one can acquire the necessary Black Dane's tier, which is like anti-magic, as opposed to powerful magic. The previously impervious defenses of the high temples can now be overcome. Their riches can be looted. You have to grant the privilege, and then you can loot them. And then you can also restore them. Damaged and derelict complexes can be restored to prime condition given enough labor. Okay, you have to have a province with a core, and then you can try and restore the temples. Are we trying to restore them or repress them? Not pretty much or a temple complex in that spirit domain. Interesting. Okay. If I plunder a temple, surely that releases more spirits. I don't know. Our garrisons are getting pretty sizable, by the way. 15,000 now in this fort. And yeah, slightly less, but similar in our main series forts. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with the spirit things. I'm not concerning myself too much with kind of flavor associated with other continents, because that seems like the kind of thing that we we'll look into more when we play someone over here, basically. Jesus, this is hardcore. All provinces in this area gain 30 devastation and lose 5 development. That's like this whole region, isn't it? Oh, it didn't seem to take away as many as I expected. Still, I mean, that's that's intense. That's intense. And it's this area, so well, I have to conquer that province in order to suppress it? That seems like a big ask. Mastering the 4 lords' home provinces. The father of kings. Jesus. This is a real situation. Maybe I should get rid of these provinces. Maybe I should not interfere in this realm while the spirits are so freaking upset. In fact, yes, I'm going to do that. I'm going to return this province. Where's return province? There it is. Can't do it while it's under siege. Fine. Let's let's restrict our endeavors slightly to avoid messing with the insanity of this spirit domain. How much of this land is this land is all spirit domain? We could give it to a subject. Maybe. Unless if no one has a core here. Seriously? No one? Spirit domain. Yeah, I really don't feel like dealing with this. I could release this guy. They have land we've already cored. Oh, and they're harpies. I guess we just deal with it. I guess we just deal with it. Okay, here we are. The Age of Artifices. Precursor discoveries paired with gnomish ingenuity have forged a future where magic is servile and tamed. The power of the old magical class becomes widely available, sparking the enlightenment and rise of the common folk. Okay. We did embrace the enlightenment, by the way. I don't think I showed you that. We have got a couple of coal provinces, but sadly, because coal only generates money, it doesn't really matter. Because, yeah, money is... I have officially ran out of things to spend money on. I could build like tons of forts for no reason. I could raise much larger armies. I guess I will. Maybe I will keep growing the size of my army to a kind of slightly absurd degree. Yeah, that's a good point. We should. There's no reason to not have basically a stack on every corner if we can afford it. So let's raise some more armies just for fun. But yeah, Age of Artifices, here we are. So, any bonuses that we're eligible for in these ones? No. There's a special one for consolidating the Empire of Anbennar. Interesting. Is on the continent North Alantir or South Alantir? Oh no, sorry, the capital has to be there. Okay. Gain twice the maximum artifice for precursor relics. Interesting. So we can get Desire, Artillery level versus Fort +3. God, has that always been +3? That's crazy. Naval engagement, unrestricted conquest, yep. Damage from back row. Loyal subjects. Nice. We already have almost all of them. We need 4 more promoted cultures. And then we're basically set on that. No real reason to push for that specifically. Like, these aren't that good compared to the previous age. And yes, that has lowered our admin efficiency just slightly, unfortunately. But still, it's 54%. It's not bad. It's far from bad. Yeah, so I am going to develop up these coal provinces at some point. I've also laid down a whole load of edicts once I basically internalized that money is no longer an object. I'm going to put enlistment edicts everywhere. Why enlistment and not trade or something else? Because what we need is money. Sorry, not what we need is money. We don't need money, specifically. What we need is manpower. Manpower is our limiting factor right now. And I like the idea of, yeah, very few states. I made an exception for some precursor artifacts, but very few states outside of our kind of core region, which means our manpower is not going to rise too rapidly in the future. We are also approaching, in fact, we've reached the limit of the number of inventions we can have at once. So we're going to have to start making decisions about what we turn off and what we turn on in order to unlock the new ones. Oh, what's this? Oh, yes, the drill. We lack the artifice capacity or invention slots. We do. So we can use it to plunder. So yeah, we could plunder the temple complexes. I am kind of curious what that does. So I may do that. We can also, there's a state edict, pay spirit hunters, which gives local unrest, local tax modifier down, loads of stuff down. But I guess if you have those active in enough places, I think we can do this. Yeah, highlights provinces not protected by the edict. It says highlights provinces not protected by spirit hunters. Are these colors? Like, these 3 are active right now. Yane, Huzin, Hukai, Telabi, and this guy? I don't know. Well, we'll look into it. Maybe I'll state one of these and then experiment with it. Alright, here we go. The birthplace of revolution is the command. That checks out. That checks out. Honestly, I haven't played with the vanilla revolution mechanics since they added them, I think. That's how little I play vanilla. It might have been 5 years. So I expect that will try and spread to us. I don't know how the spread works. It spreads based on something. They spread over time. Once it takes a province, the autonomy will rise depending on how absolutist it is. So if it gets to our provinces, it will rise a great deal. I don't think we want to join the revolution. I feel like that doesn't fit our roleplay. So you can do many things with a battle axe, but you cannot sit on it. We're going to try. I think we're going to try. Okay, so as funny, I've looked into what this means. As funny as it would be for like our 3rd ever ruler, is that right? We really haven't had very many. 4th. Is it as funny as it would be for our 4th ever ruler to take up another religion, bringing our total to 4? I don't think I'm going to become the devouring path with the, you know, Sith references. I believe they come out of here, the Demon Hills, and they're like the ones that want to align themselves with those devouring spirits that just came out of the thing. I don't know if anyone actually follows. Oh, here we go. The transmutive path is here. Is there any other paths? Oh, this is one of them, isn't it? Isn't Sun's Praxis one of the... Well, anyway, I don't think we're going to do it. I don't think I'm going to take the hand of the shadowy figure and change our religion yet again. We will stay true to the Rune Father. I'm sorry. It would be funny. But I don't think I'm interested in yet another massive wave of religious turmoil. Okay, I think... Oh, I can't strengthen government right now. Okay. We need at least 91 military power. We have 52 factorial. That's much more. That should be plenty. Alright, we'll wait until we have 91 military power. We'll boost our legitimacy. Oh, hello. This button is a little oddly located after I changed this screen, huh? Why didn't I stretch this all the way down, by the way? Is there a good reason why I didn't do that? Ah, I didn't change this one because it has the tolerance of military buttons, right? So revolutionary ideas are not widespread enough for us to embrace them. If we do embrace them, we get... We become a republic. We're definitely not going to do that. We become the main source of the revolution. You get revolutionary zeal instead of absolutism. It could be fun. It could be fun. It does disable the estates, which I don't like. We're kind of liking the estates. Regular estates. I guess you keep artifices. Yeah, I don't want to do this. Why does it give maximum absolutism and maximum revolutionary zeal? It's confusing. But yeah, we'll see how that spreads. I should add the map mode as well, so we can see, because it's going to spread fast in our land. I can't remember how you fight it. But anyway, when we have enough mill power, we can finally complete this mission, because this hold has gone to level 4. And that's good. Oh, hello, how's looking? Oh, you will not take our capital. I have the Lords of Platinum defending it, and the Army of Platinum. Actually, they're both Lords of Platinum. I'm not sure you're meant to be able to have both at once, but I'm keeping them permanently, so we're going to keep them. We definitely do have something that's causing auto-deving in our holds, and I'm not sure what it is, but I definitely did not dev up these holds this much. It might be this. I mean, it doesn't say it does that, though. I'm sure. I assume I just missed something at some point which said our holds will slowly develop on their own, but it's cool. It's cool, whatever it is. Okay, so strengthen government. Oh, I didn't fire immediately. Ah, no, right, because we need to get the... I'm currently looking for a spy network construction guy of our culture. So with that, yeah, there we go. That took a while. Finally, though, a platinum age, sorry, reminisce upon times past. The fall of Al-Dwarv to the eager Dwarvar adventurer company, to the successors of Haraz Orthum. The estates fall in line under the High Lord, benefiting from the bustling economy fueled by the indentured masses. Oh yeah, and it's less profitable than it was because the price of slaves just dropped 50%. Because there's abolitionism has taken over in the New World. Unfortunately for our profits. A West Dwarven reclaimed from ruin with its perpetrators clad in platinum chains. Oh, that's a hard line. Our achievement marks the tournament era. Our grand feat will forever place Haraz Ortum first amongst equals. What are you talking about? First amongst equals. We get goblin and orc minorities in all holds within Western Dwarven, and we get kobold, troll, and orc minorities based on choices, and we chose that we would get them. All holds. That's a lot. Jesus, that's a lot of text. Okay, so let's take a look. I'm pretty sure all of these holds are now going to have, yeah, a lot of these, which gives us supply limit modifier. Yeah, the trolls are kind of useless, but supply limit modifier, ogre for construction time, it's okay. Kobold for construction cost, that's, again, not that useful these days, but yeah. Anyway, on the shoulders of giants with the grand halls of Amal al-Horrors, a throne gilded in platinum. Heck, yes. I'm not going to read absolutely all of this out loud. We hold the Dwarven. We're grateful those who attend. Achievements of our ancestors. Sampling the finest cuisine to the fallen who paved the way. Thus marks the beginning of the main course, a show of lamb. Paired options of red lineage from even Dwarven dark. Nice. We retreat from the assembly of holes, reaching a terrace that cannot muffle the rattling of the chains below. Here the High Lord looks over what he has wrought, the indentured masses. The most diverse workforce in all of Halan, matters could the first. Watching the orcs, goblins, orcs, goblins, kobolds, ogres, and even trolls toil beneath him. Institution of slavery fueling the platinum economy. The truth may be ugly. The results are undeniable and evidenced by the last overseer records. Tearing his gaze away from the darkness below, he turns back to the bright lights emitting from the palace with a final glance. Returns to his rightful place. To oversees the latest splat between a high Laurentish noble and his gaudy counterpart. Just another session in Haraz Ortum. The hold of the High Kings and the Platinum Chains. The future is blight and gilded in platinum. Cancels any existing or previous Golden Age, allowing a new one. Hell yes. That's fun. That's very fun. And we get, I guess that would be one stability. Very cool. Of course I will start a new Golden Era. Once again, we march forth into a Golden Era of Al-Dwarv. The dwarves reign from the mountains, establishing trade and resources for artificery. Glorious. Very glorious. Just noticed we're being sieged here, by the way. I totally missed this. Was even going on. I was just squaring up for war with these guys. But I don't particularly care if they siege my trade companies. We're not... it's the Dwarven that matters, after all. So I'm honestly still not gonna fight them. I'm just gonna declare this war instead. Oh, and these guys formed the Phoenix Empire, by the way. It's a cool name. And yes, obviously they won't come in, but we're gonna just declare this directly. They won't be able to accept. Nice. That's insanely good timing. I did not plan that. I completely forgot we weren't meant to annex this guy until after we had done that mission. That's really lucky. Yeah, okay. That's convenient. That's extremely convenient. I would have been very annoyed if we had completely lost out on that because I had just totally forgotten and weren't able to complete the mission. Nice. Do not come into my mountains. Just because I declared war on you does not give you an excuse. 530 casualties. Stack wipe. Get out. Do not come in, and if you do, prepare to never leave again. Glorious. I do love this kind of exploration, where you just have a lot of stacks of men, no conquistadors amongst them, just walking into Terra Incognita because they're going to kill whoever they find. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. These guys melted like absolute butter when I combined 4 of my stacks together with a good general in charge. We stack wipes 50 stacks that we were coming across before the 50 stack on the province next to it could reinforce. These elves do not know what they are talking about, and Dwarven supremacy reigns supreme over them, I'm afraid. Sorry. Sorry, elves. I'm also like quite a long way over the force limit now. Yeah, I'm 300 over the force limit and affording it comfortably. Nice. We're up to 9 bonus artillery on sieges, by the way, which is pretty nice. Does make these sieges go pretty fast, especially because we have only 65% siege ability. It could be higher. Which god am I using at the moment? It is the siege ability one. We need to keep upgrading the dark stone. Yes, flee from us. Flee from us, you treacherous elves. When you allied us and broke it, and then allied us again and then broke it again, we never forgave you, ignoring the first time. Your grudge went in the book, and for this you will be driven to the deepest cold. You see, sun god, huh? Sun cult? Where is your sun now, elves? As I drive you into the most distant part of the map. There is no escape. That is very thematic. I appreciate that. This was not deliberate. I cannot tell a lie. But I do love it. And this will 100% be a stack wipe. They have 4 cannons. That's not enough, buddy. That's not enough. Hell yes. The grudge is not assuaged. Not yet. But that helped. So I'm developing the Dwarven Road to give us extra building slots so that I can do this, which just seems thematically appropriate for ensuring the Dwarvar never again falls. And yet the dev cost on some of these provinces is a little low, huh? 3, 3, 4, 6, 6 is pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap to get it up to 10 dev right now. It's not costing a whole lot, let me tell you, which is satisfying. We have stacked quite a few modifiers on this bad boy. Okay, let's craft a peace deal. You are going to regret your words and your deeds, Sariand. So, I think what makes sense to do, potentially, is just fully bisect them. Can we afford that is going to be the question. What if we just follow this river all the way to the coast? Oh, we can do it. We've got to. Surely we've got to. If I break their alliance, they'll just remake it. So we're going to need to keep getting around their alliance, but that's fine. Then we should prioritize new trade companies, I suppose. Or maybe just, no, the trade companies don't matter so much right now. At least I want to get more trade companies, you know, for the feeling of completeness later in the game. But we don't need them right now. Maybe I should just further bisect. That could be fun. So what about this? And this. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. And then a pretty cheap little cut just there. Locking them off here. Can't quite afford that. What about... Oh yeah, coring range is no longer a thing. So I could also just yoink all their forts. But then they would fall to rebels. We haven't taken... One of the things I haven't done in this campaign that I almost always do is take a lot of ideas associated with making it so you basically never get rebellions. Let's just try and yoink a couple of forts on the border of what we're already doing. That seems prudent to me. Yeah, I mean, this kind of works. Just grab, you know, one more really low overextension. Exactly 100%. And there you go. That is what you get. I'm taking the step off you. Now, it's not their most valuable land. Their high dev land is definitely going to be down here. But I think this will probably cause rebel problems. That's why you do this. Because if they have rebellions in these regions, they're unlikely to be able to fight them, which means you might get them splitting into different separatist areas. Seems good. Seems good. All right. And we could pillage the capital for 1 base tax. Of course I will do it. Lots of rest expansion, but not many people eligible to join, honestly. And not taking any money just to not overextend the peace treaty. Boom. Probably should have thought about the fact that we don't have enough admin to core all this, huh? But it's really cheap because we've got 48% further multiplicatively modified by 58.8 and 50%. meaning I'm pretty sure this is the lowest it can possibly be to call this province. Yeah, so is admin efficiency over 50% useless? I guess no if you had a province in a state. But I think it might be useless. Or maybe you still core faster with higher admin efficiency even if the cost is lower. I'm not certain. Oh, right, nice. And here is our maxed out crown land for the... well, yeah, it doesn't really do anything. But yeah, we have all of the government reforms that we want now, I think. Dwarven clans with a vainglorious nobility, decentralized bureaucracy, a maintained balance of power, made shields around our forts, an assembly of holds operating with meritocratic recruitment, perfected exploitation in the pursuit of quality, with reasonable representation and political absolutism. Glorious. And I don't think the revolution has spread to any of our provinces yet. I think it will spread to the command first. They are still a confederation. They've not actually embraced the revolution. I don't know if I can go to war with them to crush the revolution unless they embrace it. I don't think I can. We will be endeavoring to do that. But yeah, there we go. Yoink. Love to see it. I stepped away from my computer for a second and then came back. I should probably have requested this province, huh? Oh, well. That was not my brightest moment. Grombar just ended their rivalry with us, which is probably the last rival we're ever going to be able to have. So before the end of the month and they stop being my rival, I'm going to immediately declare war on them with an imperialism CB. We waited a long time to actually take a huge chunk of land out of Grombar. That time has come. I have no diplomats! No! Okay, but one will arrive before the end of the month, thank goodness. There we go. Okay. Grombar, that's a lot of men you got there. It would be a shame if something happened to them. Quite a lot of them are probably just Vern's overseas allies. No, they're not actually showing up. Interestingly, Vern, you got a lot of overseas people, huh? Let's take a look. What do you got, Vern? That is a lot. Wow, it's going to be a real shame when all of that completely implodes because you get occupied in this war that you had no reason to really be a part of. Garrett's going to come and help. Full call, Coranteer. Adds another 150,000 on their side. Let's not full call Coranteer. Let's piece Coranteer out early and get a full imperialism war against them. Because, yeah, I just think we don't want to spend all the debt points, right? I need them for building forts. Nice. So now that we're at war with them, I don't believe we can lose the capacity to rival them. And it looks like I can still rival the Phoenix Empire, but even though we have... you know, they're not the biggest fan of us all the time. They do trust us a great deal. So I am content to stay allied to them for now. I may even give them this land for the sake of border aesthetics. How would I do that? I'm not sure. I would have to make them break their alliance and then call them in against this guy. But they do have a surface hold. I'm not sure they can be allowed to keep a surface hold. If you're on the simple terrain map mode, and you click on a province, can you show other provinces with that terrain type? I don't think you can. That's a shame. I'd like to know if there are any other surface holds. I mean, there's obviously, this is not a surface hold, but there's obviously the ruby hold, which I would like, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, wasn't exactly in position to declare this war, but I think our forces have officially grown to the point where that is not going to matter. So we will marshal the men and take up positions thusly. I have got my king leading troops, by the way. My emperor, rather. He's not great, but I wouldn't mind, honestly, if he died and we got this guy for the last 100 years of our campaign. He's got better stats overall. Nice. Yeah, a lot of unrest we're going to need to deal with in this new area, and obviously I've made it kind of horrendous shaped, but that's okay. I did just click an event that cost us 140,000 manpower rather than taking a small negative production penalty in one rail province, and then realized that put us on 0 manpower. That's not, that wasn't very smart. So that's a bit of a problem. That's a bit of a problem. I think we're going to slacken recruiting standards. Oh, it's 5% a year. I don't think I can do that. I don't think I can do that. But yeah, so we're going to need this war maybe a little touch and go. We might have to be a bit conservative. Morale boost though. Morale of armies plus 10. The dog has arrived to stick his nose in my armpit. Hello, buddy. Hello. Good boy. He does that. It's weird. Anyway, yeah, this war's going to be it's gonna be interesting. So far, one army has just attacked directly into here and got themselves stack wiped. I look forward to more doing that, hopefully. And I'm going to roam around with this 143,000 stack. And I suspect the coking hall now produces coal. You know what? that checks out. That checks out. Does hiring mercenaries still lower professionalism? And by how much? It doesn't seem to tell you, which is... Well, I'm being positive. Never mind. We're marching in here. What are you doing, by the way? How do you want this land? You can't reach it. Maybe they're going to make it into tributaries. They made this guy into a tributary. Well, Strappy. It's interesting. Interesting. So, I'm roaming around with this 143 stack. We're actually gaining manpower despite all of the attrition we're taking. That's funny. That's funny. I think I'm going to be able to just... like, annihilate these guys with this stack. Maybe if I add these guys in as well. Because especially those foolish enough to march into my cavern with a -2 with a fort. There's no ramparts here. I thought I built ramparts there. In the fullness of time, every entrance and exit to the Dwarven will have a highest possible level fort and a ramparts. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is going to be a absolute stomp. They do have more cavalry than some of our previous enemies. But yeah, I mean, look at that. -3 because there's a river crossing. I thought we established that it doesn't give them the river crossing. Yeah, that's what I thought. Do not come into the Dwarven unless you really, really don't value your continued existence. And now I think what I do is I temporarily fall back with this army, let the front line replenish, and then send it back out again and wreck them. Because I think if I just come out with a huge stack repeatedly and smash them up, I have accepted, it may not be optimal, but I have accepted that anything outside the Dwarven, until we get this whole region locked down, anything outside the Dwarven, I do not care if it gets sieged. It is not part of our strategic plan to defend any land that lies outside the Dwarven. This is areas that we trade with, we own it mostly to incorporate and to trade. Also, I'm converting huge areas of land to Dwarven that is not already. All of these kind of little patches of cave troll and so on are being converted. And Harris Ordhum! Is that max level? Or I think that might be level 9. Yeah, the sunless hold. Said to be so deep underground, those born at the bottom are unlikely to ever see the sun or any form of natural light in their life. Go to the next level at 120 dev. And it costs 3. 3! That's pretty crazy. Well, not quite. Not quite enough. Did I have the modifier on? I didn't. That was silly of me. Oh well. Avariciously strike the obscene earth. There's variations on that I hadn't realized, by the way. Which I kind of like. Yeah, part of the reason we got that stack wipe was... yeah, we have a lot of Artificer regiments, and they are pretty darn good. We're rocking around in power armor in 17. Alright, 2 armies sally forth this time. Both stacked with 3 stacks of our 24 wit military. Let's go put them to use. Still got very little manpower, but we are still occupying swathes in the north because the whole skirmish in a scan is a mere diversion as we rampage through the Grombarian heartland in the north. But yeah, I think we're just going to annihilate them here. Let's find out. I mean, that's no general. Oh no. Is that artillery on the front row? It is. Oh, you poor unfortunate souls. Boom. 2,800 casualties. Stack wipe. Yes, run. Run before me. Run while you can. It will not save you. There is no escape. Oh yeah, and we're doing, yeah, here's a bunch of those culture conversions that I mentioned. They're trying to run. I mean, that is a good general, don't get me wrong. I'm not sure we're going to be able to stack wipe an army with a general that good. Mountains, maybe I shouldn't attack into the mountains. But here, 100k, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them. Oh, I didn't catch them. They actually put the general in and that diverted them. Alright, well, I'll go for these guys in the hills then. Reinforcements nearby. 100k in the hills. Oh, one of them got away. And they're going to regret doing so. Oh, they're melting. They're melting and I love it. That was easy. Time for another big peace deal. I considered taking land off Vern. Like, these islands. So we could get a foothold in the new world. But I don't think this is the game for that. I don't think this is the game. I think we're going to leave this place well enough alone. The elves blew themselves up or something, and it's the last sensible thing they did. So let's leave them to it. What we will do is absolutely massacre Grandbar. So I think we're definitely taking that. We're definitely taking their forts. We're definitely taking all the land we have a claim on, which I think ends there. Yeah. So we're definitely taking that. And then probably just forts, right? And then in the next war, we'll completely annex this area. Segment it a bit. It's getting quite expensive. I mean, this is awkward, for sure. Can I get one more fort up this northern way? Doesn't look like it. In which case... yeah, I guess it's still probably what we take. So, pretty big aggressive expansion, but... there aren't that many nations left in these parts these days. So I think that's good. Breaks them into 4 parts. Could break them a bit more, potentially. Give up a fort there. Can I want to take these claims. They are permanent claims, so I guess I can do this. That's not a fort, is it? Is that a fort? No. That's where the fort is. Pretty sure. There we go. Let me still take this. There we go. Break them into a nice little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 parts. Yoink, 300 to core it. I think we finished core constructions. Yeah. Boom. There we go. You might be wondering, what's the permanent border gonna be? Like, where's the edge? I don't know. I don't know. We'll find out. Temple restoration is available. Interesting. So the temples contain the spirits, is my understanding. So, sure. Let's restore the temple. Restore the complex. Gets temple restoration efforts. Contain the spirits, or something. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And... ooh, coring process has not finished. Okay, time for some bad events. Crap. That's not ideal. Bit of a mistake. Kind of a big mistake. Oh well. Oh well. It'll be annoying. It'll give us some unrest and stuff. But it's not the end of the world. We will persevere. Next. You? Yeah. You seem like a good next target. Okay. So yeah, let's send one of you here to kind of garrison and put down rebellions in this area, and then the rest of you... well, no, sorry, actually, you know what we should do? We should pause for a moment, take a breath. Let's get some manpower back. Just go stand in holds across the Empire. That seems good. Cool. Yeah, a little bit of manpower regeneration. I didn't really realize when I declared war, the command, they have a lot of men again. They've been growing. I think they're up to 600,000. That's a lot of men. That's a lot of men. We are about to... I guess we could take this ahead of time for the land morale buff. Could be nice. And they're concentrating forces where I'm kind of spreading myself a bit thin across these 2 fronts, as well as, you know, being sieged by these guys and suppressing a bunch of rebels. And I've got people suppressing rebels up here and up here and up here. So I'm going to see why I would be at a bit of a tactical disadvantage. It's annoying that they don't automatically path along the shortest route. I don't think the pathing AI accounts for the fact that the provinces could have speed increases built in, which is a bit frustrating, but nah, it's not the worst thing in the world. But yeah, we're fighting a kind of fairly victorious retreat here. We've stacked wiped them a few times, but then had to pull back. Just because the numbers are not in our favour in that area. But while we're doing that, we're advancing down here and training more men. So, also I've completed my fort wall. Not quite completed, that's right, because these ones are culture converting and now building up. But yeah, very nearly every single hold and every single Dwarven road in the whole Serpent Spine has a fort. I haven't done it up here yet, but it's underway. Which I like. Costs us a fair amount. It's costing us, yeah, about half as much for our forts as it is for our whole army right now. And we're 50% over the force limit, almost. And we still have, yeah, piles of cash. No cash remains no object. But yeah, I think maybe I should divert these guys north, get some big battles won. Yeah, maybe once this siege falls, yeah, let's readjust with that in mind. Once this siege falls, I'm going to send this big stack north. We'll drive them out of our mountains. They are actually trying to run from this attack, it looks like, which bodes well. We do have some pretty cracked Artificer regiments in here somewhere. I don't know if I can tell from this screen which they are. Yes, I can. There they are. Oh, no, that's just that they've been drilled. But anyway, yeah, that's right. They know to run from the -1 penalty. That's enough once I concentrate my forces. Relatively even casualties there, so not as good as it could be. But with these guys all in one big stack, I think I can now bully them. Well, maybe not. I think they're not willing to reinforce these terrain penalty fights, though. So yeah, there we go. Nice, got them there. Let's go up here. Just keep bouncing these guys back and forth, basically. Should work. This is the final Dwarven hold, by the way, that we are yet to own. I love how these forts look, by the way, because the high-level forts have quite large map icons. So it looks like we have a bunch of... They look like kind of laser cannons with... They look like kind of the Stellaris planetary cannons ready to fire out from the Serpent Spine. It's pretty cool. I came up with another objective, by the way, that we could shoot for. All of the remaining Dwarven culture, sorry, not Dwarven culture, Orcish culture is kind of within our grasp, ignoring the idiots that have gone over to live in, you know, the ruin of elven arrogance over here, as opposed to our glorious, rebuilt monarch, what's the word I'm looking for? Monument to Dwarven arrogance. We could try and get rid of all Orcish culture. That would finally avenge the loss of the Serpent Spine. That would be a fun goal, I think. Yeah, walking around with this stack, obviously going to cost us a lot of manpower. We're taking only 1% attrition on these guys. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, they're not concentrating their forces enough. My ridiculous fort constructions are doing a pretty good job keeping them on the back foot. But yeah, I think this will let us roam up and down. Goblin ambush. Yeah, so the Platinum Warriors have just permanently stood in Haraz Ordhum since their recruitment, by the way. And every time these Goblin or Dark Orc hordes come up from the depths, they are dealt with. Concessions to kobolds? No, I don't think so. Pretty brutal war rages on. They're down 100,000, but they are now the ones slightly split pushing. If I could use the lingo of the MOBA here. And so that's what we say to that. Get a couple of quick stack wipes in there. Good stuff. You should be a little bit more spread out. Don't take needless attrition. Looks good. The war goal, by the way, is this capital. One of the things I like about Imperialism. Very easy to make the war goal someone's subject and then have it be trivial to occupy early on, which is why we did this push here, just to have some kind of defensive depth around the war goal, basically. Let's bring these guys to here. We could go the sensible way, then we can probably pour out and grab that army before they have a chance to react. I love the +9 cannons bonus. It's so good. It's very, very costly in terms of lives to have these massive stacks sieging, but still. Pretty good. Where did you come from? Did I not occupy the road between these two? It's kind of hard to click on. There we go. So, I should note, I recorded the first half of this episode, and by first half I mean first 99%, over a month ago, but I'm back. I'd like to finish this campaign. I want to achieve some nice borders, so I will call this an episode here, and the next episode, very likely to be the final one. Let's see what we can do to neaten up some borders. I will see you then. Bye-bye.